All right, we live, baby. I'm Broke Baby Podcast. You see it. We live everywhere. Joe ROZAY in the mix. We on Twitter, YouTube. You know, go and watch. Yeah, we on every channel now. Keep up.
Yeah, it's halftime now.
Oh, I can't see it on here. What you think of the first half so far?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't even really watching until like the last like couple of minutes. At first, like the Clippers was up,
Yeah.
and the Clippers was up, whatever, whatever. And now Golden State done crap back. But it's like how you I watch these games. Like how is Golden State even in this game? Like Draymond's a bum. You got Jordan Poole, and that's what I'm saying. Like they don't have Steph. Clay's not what he. This game should be a blowout. Like the Milwaukee Bucks game before this. Like why was the Bucks struggling with Boston? And I know it's ups and downs. Every game is different, but they should have washed Boston tonight. They eventually won, but it was a nail biter.
Yeah.
Like I know niggas be taking days off. Like fuck it. Like I don't feel like going hard tonight. You know what I'm saying?
They, Giannis and them, they do. The Bucks do that sometimes. I think they play
I
down to
mean,
their
but
competition.
I think every no. We have to be realistic. Every team plays down to their competition. It
Right.
happens. What I'm saying is, you would think that you looking at a team like Boston, the number one team. I know Jason Tatum is not there. I know Tatum and Jalen Brown's not there. Let's bust their ass and get this over with. That's what I'm talking about.
State Farm is there.
Oh yeah, you're a little behind me because they showing Candace Parker wife on the, I guess because it's Valentine's Day, so now they talking to everybody girlfriend. Oh, the dude on the pot on the castle, he got a black girlfriend, or his wife actually. You see her talking with the off-white turtleneck?
I'm watching Candace Parker's wife now.
Oh, see, no, you behind me. Like that's his wife. He with a black chick.
Lefko?
Yeah, that's that that
Lefko's.
that came out of left field. Like Nick Wright, even Nick Wright being with a black woman. When I first heard that, I was like, you wouldn't have thought that. You know what I'm saying?
They into that chocolate.
Nah, I mean everybody is all to each his own, but it's just like you would have never thought this guy sitting next to Shaq got a shorty. Like you know what I'm saying? You think he got an amber, like an Amber Alert. You know what I'm saying?
Amber Alert is crazy.
Yeah, that's the official Amber Alert. Dub G. That's what I call white girls, Dub G's.
Yo, Shaq. Why? What's wrong with Shaq? He said, "Yeah, okay." What's he going?
I guess we was talking about her. Remember, your TV's behind mine, so you seen the stuff. I saw that part already.
Yeah, he was saying that Shaq was his relationship with Charles Barkley. Like that's your Valentine.
Yeah, that's why it was funny. He was talking about his toes. Yeah, like why
Nah,
is this game
Kawhi is
this
crazy.
close? Like why is this game this close?
Bones.
Bone down. It's crazy how Denver just traded him. Like he was doing this thing over there in the rotation. They traded him quick.
And they were saying that he was giving them problems or whatever, his
I don't
personality
know.
issues.
I don't know what's going on, but I just know that he used to come in like actually my best friend Kareem put me on the Bones Jones. Bones Jones, I mean Bones Holland. I didn't know who he was honestly. Like I know I watch college basketball and all that, but a lot of these dudes, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these dudes is trash. The only person out the young boys that I really rock with, other than the dudes that you know I rock with, I like Monchero off Orlando. He remind me of he's big like LeBron. Orlando's trash, but he go out there, he doing this thing. He should be the rookie of the year. I rock with
Yeah.
my man, of course, Michael Porter Jr., but his back always was an issue, and he's been hurt, but I rock with him. Who else? I fuck with Anthony Edwards off Minnesota. Um, of course,
Ant Man, I'm
Luca.
surprised.
No,
Ant Man
Ant
had
Man, nice. Ant
Ant
Man,
Man
nice.
had he struggled early on, there's something called like a 30-year leap for all these players, and
Listen,
he's in his third season. But look at
he
SGA. He's in his fourth or fifth
no,
season,
no,
and he
no.
took a
I was
crazy
about
leap.
that's what I'm about to say. Like I ain't go front. I ain't fuck with SGA at first. I did, but as he evolved and over these last 3 seasons, he's fucking nice. Like that dude
Hell
is
yeah,
nice. Like
hell
his
yeah,
handle got way better. Like he still needs to work on his passing, but he's an elite scorer. Like he's gonna get you 30. You know what I'm saying? So once he start getting really like, that's why I like Luca, whatever. I fuck with Tatum. Tatum took the turn because he's passing the ball. You understand what I'm saying? Tatum took that turn and he's passing the ball. That opens up your game so much because you're giving your teammates, oh, he trusts me to make or be there to make a shot. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm watching Paul George now. His highlights, and I think he was going through. Tatum reminds me a lot of him. He's a bigger version. A two-way
Of
player.
who?
Paul George.
Nah, they're definitely not the same player. Paul George has
Well,
never been. Paul George is scared.
yeah. I'm just saying it was
So
scared,
then,
but
no, no,
early
no, no,
on,
no, no, no.
I'm not talking about
Tatum,
personality. I ain't talking
Tatum
about.
came. Tatum came in the game nice. He's never on Paul George level. He came in. Paul George was not nice when he first came. Tatum
Nah, he took
showed
some
me.
time, right?
Remember, remember, Tatum went to the Eastern Conference Finals as a rookie, going against LeBron, and he showed me he wasn't scared. Paul George ain't do that as a rookie. They're not the
Nah,
same.
he didn't. But I'm talking about a two-way player, number one player on their team.
No, Paul George is not the number one player on his team. Kawhi Leonard is.
No, not now. Not
Paul
now.
George.
Early
No,
on
Paul.
Indiana Pacers, Paul
That was
George
for
was
like two
definitely
years. That was
that
like two
Paul
years.
George was definitely the best player on his team, and he was a
Yeah,
defensive player,
look at the
and they were
team he
both
was
two-way
on.
players,
No,
right?
what I'm
But
saying is the only thing you can compare them is that they're basketball players. They do not play the same. Paul
no,
George, listen to me. Paul George offensively was never like this. It took Tatum came from Duke like this.
right.
Paul George was known as a defender. He wasn't known as an offensive guy. Tatum was known to get buckets. Tatum had to learn how to play defense and pass. They're not the same. Paul George was like Jimmy Butler. They came in as defensive guys that got that offensive guy. Their offense had to catch up to their defense. Tatum came
Or
in the
not
game
even. You
offensively
can't even
ready.
say that. Then that's a
I
bad
can
comparison because
no,
no,
it's not.
because Paul George came to the league. He didn't put up numbers like that. Jenny Granger was still there. He had to work his way up.
That's what I just
Right?
said.
No, but no. Jimmy Butler came in the league averaging 17.
No, he did not. Jimmy Butler was coming off the bench, struggling for minutes until he had that breakout season, and then he used to come off the bench for Chicago. You're forgetting
Yeah.
that, and he worked his way into the
So did
lineup.
Paul
But
George.
but Paul George, they were known as defensive guys first. They wasn't given 20. They wasn't averaging 25. What I'm saying is,
No,
offensively, Jason Tatum came in the NBA offensively ready. His game evolved by him learning and wanting to play defense and wanting to be unselfish. That's the difference between them. That's what I'm saying. Paul George was known as a defensive guy.
but I still think he's a two-way player. Jimmy Butler, I guess, is a good comparison too. But Jimmy, again, if you go into that, Jimmy Butler was never been scared. So again, that's a
I'm
bad
not
comparison. So
again.
what I'm for
I'm
me,
not talking
for
about
hold
again.
on,
You're not.
for me personally, Jason Tatum has ups and downs. Paul George, he never recovered from after he fractured his ankle, and he's lost his confidence since then. So for me, it was just being a two-way player. That's all I was referring to with that.
I'm not even talking about a two-way player. Again, forget about the scoring of the points. I said when Paul George came into the league, he was known as a defensive player.
Right,
Him and Jimmy Butler were defensive guys that had to work on their offense. Their offense had to catch up to where their defense was. I said Jason Tatum came into the league offensively sound. His wanting to become a better player, that means he had to learn how to play defense. That's effort. And he had to learn to trust his plays and pass the ball. That's why I said they were never the same player. Number one, Paul George has never sniffed a finals. And remember, Paul George didn't start as a rookie. Tatum was starting and played in the Eastern Conference Finals as his
right,
rookie season. That they're
right.
not the same. Paul George was known as a defensive guy.
Listen,
His
we don't.
offense wasn't there.
They don't have to be exactly the same. They're
They're
two-way
not this
players. They're two-way all-around players. Jimmy
now.
Butler, as
That's
a
what I'm
matter of fact, hold on. Jimmy Butler's not even an all-around offensive player like Paul George. He's not offensively skilled like Paul George. Jimmy Butler has a better mid-range game and he's more solid. And he's not scared, but he's not all around on offense like Paul George or Jason Tatum. He's not in that conversation. He's a leader.
I didn't say
He's
he was.
clutch.
I didn't say he was as
So
off his. I didn't say his bag was as deep as them. But Jimmy Butler can
right.
get you 21, 22 points a game, however he gets it. I'm talking about when they came into the league. Paul George was known as being a defender. Jason Tatum came into the league being Jason. There was no defender moniker on him. You saw that this guy is nice. That's what I'm saying. They drafted him high for a reason.
I thought Jason Tatum came in, and even though he was a little frail, I thought he did play some lanky defense. I'm mistaken with that?
No, it's not that he played lanky defense. What I'm saying is this: you see the difference. These past 2 seasons, the defensive effort from Jason Tatum is different than it was before. Like I always say, every player has to evolve. When LeBron came on to the scene, he had to work on his defense. He had to work on his jump shot. Jason Tatum is becoming that overall player where he's averaging 31 points. He's averaging, say, 8 rebounds, and he's averaging 5 assists. 3 years ago, he wasn't giving you those numbers. He was giving you 25, 2, and 4.
Right.
That's what I'm
No,
trying to
he's
say.
definitely filling in more all around. Yo,
Now,
hold on.
because
My fault. My fault. Shout out to G Mafia. He always shows love on every channel, put it in perspective. What's going on, G Mafia? Yo, this, by the way, G Mafia, this is Joe ROZAY, my partner in crime. We're doing the I'm Bro Baby podcast, I'm Bro Baby channel. Tune into that, like, subscribe, yo, comment, give us feedback. It's gonna be an exciting year for us, man. But definitely, this family right here. Go ahead, Joe. My bad.
no, that's all good. I'm just saying. So that's what I'm saying. When you look at the type of players like Paul George is a great sidekick. Tatum don't come across as a sidekick. Paul George always came across. He was a sidekick to Danny Granger. He was a sidekick to Hibbert. He was a sidekick to Westbrook. He's a sidekick right now to Kawhi Leonard. You look at Tatum, you say, there's no discrepancy. It's Tatum teams, not Jalen Brown's. That's Tatum's team.
Ah,
That's
see,
Tatum,
nah,
bro.
I disagree with that.
Tatum is the best player on that team.
Yes,
That's his
yes,
team.
yes. Skill wise, yes.
That's his
Personality
team.
and leadership wise, Jalen Brown is up there.
No,
Hold
no.
on. As a
Jalen,
matter of fact, what's homeboy Ime Doka had to have that conversation with them. Hey, this is getting out of hand, basically.
yes,
Matter of fact, it was Marcus Smart who
because
called them both
no,
out.
there's a difference. That's Jason Tatum's team, but Jalen Brown is the one that he's not the heartbeat, but he's more of an
He's a
emotional
leader.
leader.
The
Jason
leader.
Tatum go out there and lead by going out there and doing. But remember, both of these guys are young. They both had to understand. They both have to coincide. You're not them not even being on the same page. They were able to get to an Eastern Conference final. They remember Boston went to 3 out of the last 5 Eastern Conference finals.
Yeah,
People forget Boston
yeah.
went to that. So even though they wasn't getting along, remember these guys got to mature. Remember, society expect people to come in ready. I remember, you understand what I'm saying? Me and you didn't even get to this level. So imagine being 25 years old, you're a millionaire, you're nice, you're on the team, and you got a teammate that's just like you. You got to mature to understand. It's going to be some nights you go have 40. I'm not. It's going to be some nights I'm going to be. But remember, it has to be a conversation, and both parties have to be understanding to accept that. These guys are young.
Yeah,
But
man.
now they've been in the league 5, 6 years now. They now it's time to win a championship. Remember, Michael Jordan was selfish. People always forget that Michael Jordan was a chucker for how many years until he won a championship. Michael Jordan's going to have to give you 60 points and lose it until he said, okay, if I get my teammates involved, this will help me win. Remember, Phil Jackson had to drill that into his head.
Well, I think it's also having the right teammates. Like if
That's
it would be different if Jordan had that same team and he was still chucking. We'd be like, yo, Jordan, you're bugging. But because he didn't have that squad, I understand him
Raymond.
chucking.
Michael
Hold
Jordan
on. We
was
understand. We
chucking.
understood Kobe
No,
chucking when he didn't have a team anymore. We understood when you chuck when you don't have a team. Jason Tatum right now, like you said earlier or the other day, we got to see you in the playoffs. You can't have any back-to-back games lapsing like that.
bro.
You can't.
My thing is this. My thing is this. I already know what Tatum can do. I just said he had a bad finals. I already know Tatum can get to the finals. I already know. I'm not worried about that. My thing is this: is he coming back motivated not to make the same mistake? And what I was saying about Michael Jordan chucking is, when I say chucking, Michael Jordan was a scorer. Michael Jordan's first instinct is to shoot. I'm triple team. I'm shooting. They had to break that cycle eventually for him to be like, yo, you can go out there and get your points, but you're not going to win in the long run. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about long run basketball. I'm not talking short term. Michael Jordan was nice, getting all the trophies and all that, but he was losing. That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
A
Yeah,
lot of people don't want to trust their team. When you look how long it took Magic Johnson, even though it took kind of fast, it took a season for Magic and Kareem to work. Kareem ain't know who this nigga was. You feel?
that's
I
a
don't
part of
know
it.
you. I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's ego, bro. Remember, you have to get past your ego. That sometimes that take years.
And it's also like you said, they're young, but this is to show everybody who's out there also that we always talk about. Ain't nothing really new. Because it was going on with Kareem and Magic in LA. That's before we were even born.
Exactly. No, bro. This been going on forever. There's always a thing about it. You ever seen that movie? It's a movie when the dude is playing Jim Brown and the guy is playing another running back
Yes.
that passed from
Yes.
cancer.
Yes. No, he was nice.
Yeah,
Damn. I forgot his, I was
and
gonna
he
look it up
died,
right now. Go ahead.
and in the movie he passes away, right? But that's ego. Like you ever watch the movie? It's another movie about the dude playing the guy after Jim Brown. There was the guy that went to Ernie Banks.
Yes.
Ernie Banks. When you watch that movie, that the guy plays him, it was a rivalry at sometimes. Sometimes you have to take a seat back. Remember, that's why I told you earlier. There's things that I can do that you can't, and there's things that you can do that I can't. Everyone can admit that. Everyone think they can do everything. Sometimes you got to sit back and say, like LeBron and Dwayne Wade. They said Dwayne was like, bro, this is your team, bro. My knees ain't gonna make it. You have to carry us. My knees are shot.
You said Ernie
But
Davis, right?
Ernie Davis, yeah. I think I said Ernie Banks back, but I think Ernie Davis. But
Right, right, right,
remember,
right, right.
sometimes you have to hear the words for the reassurance from the person. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe, and sometimes remember you got to give these. They've been playing together for about 6 years now. It's time for them to make the championship turn.
And neither one really, they don't seem like they want to step on each other's toes either. It's not like
It
a Kobe Shaq thing where they both have a real edge to them.
it's not even the shit that with Kobe and Shaq was just fucking lazy. That's basically what Kobe was saying, bro. You are unstoppable, but you come into camp 25, 50 pounds overweight, bro. That's what Kobe was saying. Not
Oh,
that we know
absolutely.
you're just if that even Shaq said it. If I would have what's that term? I hate when I fucking forget letters. If I would have applied myself more, Shaq and Kobe should have won 8 straight championships. And I'm being honest. They should have never lost to
Nah,
Detroit.
nah, nah. I
Bro,
won't go that
if
far at
they
all.
listen to me, think about it. They won 3 in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they win that one against the Pistons, and Shaq and Kobe are still in their prime. All those pieces are going to change. Karl Malone's going to leave. Gary Payton's going to leave. But that core of Kobe and Shaq, you're getting minimum Western Conference championship. That's Kobe and Shaq. They were unstoppable in their run. That's why they worked together. Kobe could get his 30 because he worked on the outside, and then I could throw it in Shaq when they double team me, and Shaq could kill inside. Kobe had a jump shot, so you had to respect his handle. And once he go to the handle, he could throw it up to an alley for Shaq. Like that's why LeBron and AD work. LeBron got a handle; he can handle the ball and give it to AD in his spots. Niggas couldn't stop Kobe and Shaq. Look at Penny and Shaq. Same shit. It was an unstoppable tandem because Shaq was athletic, and he just give him the ball. He's gonna get to the hole or get to the free throw line.
Your man Draymond Green is way too comfortable. And
Draymond Green looks like Funkmaster Flex son. I need to see a paternity test. Yo, Flex, I know Draymond Green is your illegitimate son, bro. That gotta be his son. Look at Kawhi Leonard. He looks stupid. He needs some chapstick. Why nobody tap him on his girlfriend should have got him chapstick for Valentine's Day. His lips always ashy. But yeah, man, like think about that, man. Like Kobe and Shaq, and I'm not even, I rock with Kobe, RP Kobe. Like, and when I was younger, I'm a Jordan guy. When I was younger, you know what I'm saying? We grew up, we always thought that Kobe was trying to be like Mike. But now that I'm older and I look at it, he was right about Shaq being lazy.
definitely.
Bro, I'm coming in here trying to win. You eating talking about Shaq, I love Big Macs and all that. Doing all that, eating all I had with McDonald's and all that. Like, bro, you're Shaq. No one can stop you.
Right.
It's 76-76 in the third. Yo, this dude Kevon Looney always he looks like someone's chasing him. Look at his face. He always looks like someone's after him when he's walking. He's nervous, like someone like he owes somebody some money or something. Oh shit, that shit went in.
He looks crazy.
Your man Clay Thompson just threw up the air ball like it was going in. And that's another thing. Like the Warriors are so corny. Like look at Clay Thompson and look at Steph. Like these guys are literally corny, but they're nice. You know, it's like they fit together. That's why it worked. Like Clay, I don't want to hang out with. I don't want to go to the club with Clay Thompson. Like you know what I'm saying. I don't want to hang out with Draymond Green after the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm going home to play Madden. I don't want to hang with you.
I mean, I think Klay Thompson is kind of cool.
Nah, Clay, cool. How? Every time I
He's
see him,
listen, man.
he on a boat with a dog.
Exactly.
Nah, I
If
don't
I
know.
was single and ready to
Nah,
mingle,
listen. If I was single, ready to mingle, I'm not on a boat with no dog. I'm gonna be on the boat, but I ain't gonna be on it with no pets.
I think Clay
I
be
don't know
knowing
what's
where it's
going
at,
on.
man.
I don't know. Like I said,
You
I
ain't
don't know
hanging
what's
out with
going on.
Steph at Bible study.
I'm not hanging
You
out with
hanging
none of
out
them.
with
That's what.
Clay
Nah, I'm not hanging out. I might be hanging out. Let me
with
see. I don't
E40
know. Nah,
in
I
Oakland.
don't want to. I don't want to hang with. Like I said, and that's got to be hard. Like I always thought, like yo, imagine being a ball player. Like I remember when, even though he's a piece of shit, remember Darren Sharper, the dude that got convicted of that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember when he was playing in Green Bay, he was like, yo, it's nothing to do in Green Bay. After the game, he said, I go home. And then KG was like, word, Minnesota's man born. Like, imagine we from New York. Imagine being drafted and you playing for the Orlando Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you doing in Orlando? Like, I'm not saying it's not nothing to do. Like when homie was like what's the guy named Joakim Noah was like Cleveland. Who wants to go to Cleveland? Like, what are you doing in Cleveland?
Word.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it has to be hard on those guys that come from different cities. But me personally, I would just take my ass home and chill. Like, you don't want to get in trouble. That's why dudes be getting in trouble.
Oh, what? I can't go there.
Take
What was
this
that?
out real quick. No, I'm just like you said. I'm doing something real quick. I'm changing my charger.
No. I was
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, but the All Star game next week. What you think about that? It's in
nah.
Utah.
That's crazy. I'm not excited about that at all. Like,
I'm not excited about it neither because first of all, I don't ever recall an All Star game being in Utah. Second of all, the dunk contest. The only person I know in the dunk contest is Kenyon Martin Jr., Kenyon Martin's son. Yo, these dudes look. Yo, the dunk contest is horrible. They just need to stop with. I'm gonna be honest with you. Lately, I've been more excited with the 3-point competition than the dunk contest.
easily. But I
The
mean,
last, the last
right?
good dunk contest was when my man Zach LaVine got jerked.
Yeah,
Because Zach LaVine should have won.
easily,
That was him and Aaron Gordon going. That was the last great dunk contest
easily.
because these past 6 dunk contests, whatever, have been trash.
What was the one I sent you earlier on Instagram? That one was like top 5 all time. Jason Richardson and
I
the kid
wouldn't
from
say
the
you talking about Masons that play for Seattle.
yeah.
I wouldn't say that's top five because them niggas was corny. And Jason Richardson was mad stiff with that stupid ass fade. He looked stupid. Go back and really watch that shit. That was one of the most boringest dunk contests ever.
Nah. It was.
I'm not, no, listen to me. I'm not talking about the dunks. I'm talking about the two
You,
guys
talk,
doing it. They were corny.
you talking about the flare before and after? They had
Yes,
no
it was
flare before.
corny. Them dudes was Jason Richardson looked stupid. I hated him
But
since he went to Arizona. Look at his face.
the the rumor with him, right? And Steve Nash.
I don't know no rumors. I don't care about that. I just know he looked fucking stupid. And that dunk contest with Mason from Seattle, it was the athleticism. I'm not talking about the athleticism. I'm talking about that was like the Tim Duncan of dunk contests.
Well, those dunks were crazy though.
I'm talking about the
I
facial
know.
expressions and how corny they were celebrating. They
Yeah,
look corny. That's what I'm talking
yeah.
about.
But
But
the dunks
the dunks were
were
amazing.
insane.
Great dunks. Great dunks. That was
Now
a good
look, do
one.
you think Vince could have stepped in and done something that year or that year was way
Bro, Vince,
past
listen,
Vince?
Vince don't got to do it. Vince did what he needed to do. And Vince showed if I want to do this, I can win this every year. Vince did what he needed to do. There's just certain people, let's be honest. Michael Jordan, and like I put LeBron and Michael Jordan, they're great in-game dunkers. But let's be clear. Damo dunks was better than Mike's. Take away the free throw line dunk. Damo Damo got jerked in one of those because Mike was the biggest star, no question. Vince Carter can in-game and dunk contest. But everyone can't do that. I think LeBron, that's why LeBron, I don't think he's a good dunk contest guy. But in games, he looks crazy.
Yeah, but come on. The
No,
fact
he's
that he
LeBron.
didn't do it once
Yes, yes.
again, that's another reason why I never.
Nah,
Ooh,
I
that's
don't,
soft.
that's not soft.
That's definitely soft.
No,
What? Hold on.
hold on,
What
hold on.
athletic player? What athletic player on that level has not done a dunk contest?
See, that's the problem. What the problem is. We keep talking about how LeBron James changed the narrative. LeBron James did this thing. LeBron James didn't have to do that dunk contest. He don't have to do that. We
Clearly, he
listen,
didn't have to.
listen to me. As fans, yes, we wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. But what I like about it is I'm glad he didn't do that. I'm glad he didn't do that because you know why? Everyone expects just because someone could dunk, they should be doing something. Now think about that. That's why the dunk contest got corny. Hold on. Look, you got Blake Griffin partially jumping over Kia. That's not really talent. That was corny.
It wasn't
Then you hold on. Then you got Nate Robinson. You got
horrible.
Nate Robinson getting 55 chances.
Horrible.
LeBron knows when he walks on that court, he's gonna win regardless. No, is he really gonna lose? It's LeBron. That's what I'm talking about. That's why Michael Jordan won one of those dunk contests because Dominique should have won.
But he won, and he did it. Did he do it more than once? He did more than one
Yeah,
dunk
Jordan
contest,
did it
right?
twice. I think he did it twice. He did it in Chicago. He did it one, but I don't even care about that.
This is
That's
part
like
of tradition.
that's
This
like
is
if
part. This is you. He didn't want to do it because he didn't want to lose and get embarrassed. He was scared of the moment. Let's
LeBron
stop
wasn't
it.
who. Okay, hold on. Who was gonna beat LeBron in a dunk contest? You
It doesn't
stop it.
matter. It doesn't
Who was gonna
matter
beat
who's
him?
gonna beat him.
Nobody
He
was gonna beat
defeated
LeBron, bro.
himself.
He didn't defeat shit. He didn't want to do that. I don't blame him.
That's whack. That's
Like
the
it's
point.
not
That's
whack. Like
whack.
I put it to you like this.
Should get that on this light.
Just to put it to you like this. You're Spanish, right?
Yes.
So every time you work, have you ever worked at a place where people come up to you just to translate because you're Spanish? You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Exactly. You do it, but you can easily say, "Nah, I don't want to." But they'll look at you like you're crazy because you're Spanish. Because LeBron can jump and he's athletic and he should have did it. People get mad because he didn't do it. I don't care about that.
And
The
your
man
number
won
is
championships,
23. Your
bro.
number is
So what?
23.
His number was
You're
also
you're
6.
you're
His
the
number was also
chosen
6,
one.
like Dr. J.
You're the chosen one.
And
We
he
want to
chose
see you
not to
do it.
do it. He was the chosen one,
Exactly.
and this one chose not
Just
to do it. So you're
just
right.
like he chooses to pass the ball instead of yamming at the end of a game. Try to go for a layup instead of yamming at the end of a game. Stop it,
Yamming at the end,
LeBron.
first of all, yamming at the end. This guy's 38 years old. Yamming
Doesn't
how? You act
matter.
like he's
Go
25.
yam it, Bron.
Let me ask you, when the last time you did something at 38 that you did at 28 and you have to put Bing Gay on? You talking about
Listen,
yamming.
man.
You tie your
Yam it.
sneaker and your back hurt.
Go
What
to
are
your
you
dunk
talking about?
contest.
No,
Go.
that's not what I'm talking about. You don't try to change the subject.
I'm not changing the subject.
LeBron
This
is
is who he was
38.
consistently his whole life.
No. LeBron is 38 years old. He ain't yamming it like that. You can't do that every day no more. He old, nigga.
He
These
is.
niggas is old. But what I'm saying is, I'm not mad. It didn't make a big deal that he did it. Everyone makes a big deal about the dunk contest. Like that shit. Who cares about that? Niggas is still
Clearly,
going, bro.
clearly, a bunch of us do.
No, we don't care because you can pick players. You can have fan pick players. The same way you got fans picking the fucking starters, you can have fans vote on the dunk contest. There's other ways that they can do stuff. They're
Okay.
picking people that we don't care about because they're not good players.
So why didn't he campaign for this? Like he campaigns for everything else. Just like
Who?
he LeBron. What do you mean who? Who else? Your man
Bro,
Raymond James.
everybody been campaigning for the dunk because Stephen A. Smith talks about how trash the dunk contest is. That's what I'm trying to
Well,
tell you. We're in the
now,
era,
today, the dunk
bro.
contest is done. Like
Like I
I
said,
don't want to see that today,
like I
2023.
told you,
Finito.
the best dunk contest in the last 6-7 years was the Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon, and before that, it was Vince Carter. A lot, even back in the days, even when Kobe won, that shit was corny because he
Yeah,
caught a spasm his first dunk.
because it was back to back years with Zach LaVine, right? He won the first one, he came back the
Yeah,
second one. Yeah,
and,
yeah.
remember
And
back in the
now,
day.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Zach
Ain't no way.
LaVine is the new
Stop.
king. He's the
Hold on.
king of slam dunk
Hold
contests.
on. Forget all that. And stop acting like when Brett Berry won that fucking dunk contest, that shit
Oh
was
my
fire. That
God.
shit was corny. So it's been a long list of corn. Not just because LeBron ain't do it. That's what I'm trying to say. They make it seem like it's corny because LeBron ain't do it. This shit is corny because it got corny.
It's a cornfield out there.
Like,
Now, do
think
you
about it.
think it should be like the Olympics then? Every 4 years?
What, the dunk contest?
Yeah.
No, I don't
We
give
might
a
as well, because
bro.
I'm not watching that
No.
shit this
What
year.
I'm
Well,
what I'm
actually, I
saying
am.
is
Jericho
what
Simmons
I'm
in it.
what I'm saying is there's a lot of athletic guys now. I'm talking about the days of the big name dunkers. It's over. Zion is hurt. He can't compete. You understand what I'm saying?
Crazy.
That's what I'm talking
Exactly.
about. John
Exactly.
Morant. John Morant's not in it because he's too valuable. I'm just
He's not
saying,
in
like,
it?
it's no, I told you it's Kenyon Martin Jr. and two other guys that I've never heard. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's
Like
probably why. That's probably why I didn't hear you, because I'm just.
Even Pablo Banchero didn't get into it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't have to do that shit no more because the NBA didn't really make an attempt to fix it these last 10 years.
Because your man started that. That's why. Your man
No, he
Braun
didn't
Braun.
start shit,
He
bro.
said I
It
don't
didn't,
have to do dunk
bro.
contest.
But hold on. Zach Levine and
Oh, let's
Aaron.
go Kawhi.
Hold on, Zach Levine and Aaron Gordon wasn't LeBron, right? And they had a great dunk contest, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's what I'm
Amazing.
saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is other people I could dunk. These niggas is corny. That's what
Yo,
I'm
we ain't
trying to
even talking
tell
about the
you.
Kawhi Leonard is killing, right?
Man, it's 96 to 89. I mean, I'm not paying attention to this shit, but I don't know how many points he got. They up by 7.
I think he's killing. I
Yeah.
haven't seen Kawhi dunk in a long time. Well, maybe I've
I
been
mean,
watching
I
Clipper
saw him
games.
dunk, but he be doing them corny ass dunks. The last time I seen him really dunk hard was when he dunked on fucking the dude on my team in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Oh no, I think he
Remember
called a
Nick?
dunk the other day. Nah, that was this dude. I think Norman Powell yammed it on Julius Randle. Something awful.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
awful.
A lot of
That's
them
when
niggas is
Julius
still.
Randle's on the floor asking for help. Get up.
It ain't
Stop
happening. That's
embarrassing
the
us.
thing. Like, bro, everybody gets dunked on and crossed on eventually, bro. It's basketball. That's what I'm trying to say. You gotta expect that.
I'm in the mix. I'm just grabbing
I
my,
got
my
you.
grabbing my light. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, because I ain't gonna keep holding up this damn light. This phone.
Oh, see, they're showing the classic shit.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember this game. When did Michael Jordan have 64? What am I doing?
What do you mean?
On NBA TV, they showing the old Magic versus Bulls game from '93 where Michael Jordan have 64 points. I don't think I seen this
Oh
game
yeah,
ever,
on
but I
Hell
remember
yeah.
when he had it. Remember, I
Cause
didn't
he
have cable back. I know I didn't have cable in '93 to see this, but I remember this game. That's what I'm saying.
he yammed it on Shaq. He did a quick dunk on him.
Yeah, Shaq had 29 points and 24 rebounds though. Damn, and the Bulls won. And actually, Orlando won the game, but Michael Jordan lost. He had 64. They
90. You
lost.
said 94, right?
'93, January 16th,
93, right? My
1993.
bad. Yeah, that's when he before at the year retired.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember this game per se because I didn't see it, but I remember the Michael Jordan got the ball. He got fouled though. See, I thought this was in '95 when they lost, but then I pressed the info.
Oh, it's on NBA
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, it's on NBA TV, the NBA channel. So that's what I tell people. Like, I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, but I also I fuck with Braun heavy, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody has their flag planted about how they feel about Jordan and LeBron. So, but and I remember, you know what's crazy? You know how when you go to basketball games live, because you said you're about to go to a Knicks game next week, right? You ever notice how when you at the game, it don't fit? It feels like it goes by faster than when you home watching the commercials and the other shit, right? Because when I went to that Ranger game, because I'm a Ranger fan, of course, that 3 hours flew by compared to when I watch it at home. It feel like it's longer.
Yeah, especially if it's a good game. Or it depends. You're right. It depends. Like the Met game I went to two Met games last year. I went to Keith Hernandez
Even
Day when he got
baseball goes by fast when
well
you
the first
live.
game did. No, that one came like the first couple hours. It was crazy. We had to wait for Keith Hernandez to do his memorial or his speech and everything. That took some time. But the second game felt like it took 20 years.
It be like that. Like that's why sometimes I don't even care. Like, but when you go to a game, it's like the energy of the crowd also feeds into. Like if it's a great game, like the feedback, like at the Rangers game, every time the Rangers score, they pause the game and we sing the song, "Go!" You know, it's like a chant that you do. So that's giving you energy. Now, if you had a game and it's 0-0, the energy gonna be different. You know what I'm saying?
Who's my man with this crazy afro?
Who punched Mason Plumlee in the face?
Oh, well,
My man got a shiner.
he caught one. Clay
Like,
really
remember
looks like Will
that
Ferrell that was at the kickball movie, the dodgeball movie.
Clay Thompson?
Yeah.
Nah, Clay Thompson look like he's supposed to be a Simpsons character. He just looks funny. Like I can't explain. Clay Thompson, he got the fro with the goatee. It's like he's supposed to be on the Simpsons. Cause he got that microphone fro. Speaking of Clay Thompson, right on cue. Look at him. He look like a straight Simpson character.
Hold on,
Like he
Plumlee
could be
shooting free throws with his left hand.
like he could be Ned Flanders' son, Clay Thompson.
His illegitimate son, like you said.
Nah, he got the son because he got the mustache like
Nah, his
Flanders.
wife is not white.
Yo, I remember the
Oh, and
episode of.
one.
You ever seen
That's
the
what you were talking
episode
about.
of remember I told you your TV's behind mine. I've been
Way
saw this, so
behind.
that's why I let you that's why I don't say nothing when you get hyped. I saw it already. Um you ever seen the episode of The Simpsons when this nigga Flanders rip off his
Hell yeah.
mustache by accident? He say, "Mod, get the non-alcoholic alcohol." Cause you know you when you go to the bar where they gonna put the alcohol in your shit.
Let's ride out.
Look at
What is
Ty Lue.
Clippers fans
Yep.
are hating Ty Lue this year, man. Every fan base hates their coach.
I mean, everybody gonna hate. Remember, you hate the coach because the players y'all got ain't winning. Like, think about it. The Clippers got all these players, and how many years it's been? It's the Clippers.
Ty
Last year
Lue,
there was. Listen to me. 2 years ago, whatever that was, when they went to the Western Conference Finals, there was no pressure on Paul George.
who is your
Like,
man
stop it.
sitting behind Ty Lue? He got a wig on with a hat.
I don't know who these people are, but all I know is these fan bases got to understand. I'm a Mets fan. We ain't win since '86. It's gonna be some slow years. That's why I try to tell my son. I said Ethan, it's about to be real quiet for the Patriots. They going back to the Jim Jeffcoat days when they wasn't winning nothing. When they had remember they had the guy on the helmet in the 2-3 point stand? They're going back to those days because the Patriots ain't winning no Super Bowl anytime soon.
It's throwback time.
Yeah, they going back to think about it. When we was coming up, right? The Chiefs was trash. Now look at the Chiefs, right? When we was coming up, they had Trent Green, they had Elvin, who they had. They had all those guys. Even Joe Montana went there. Yeah, they made the playoffs, but they wasn't winning chips.
Yeah, they weren't trash because
Yeah,
what's my
I
man's
don't
name?
mean.
That was
I'm
on the
not saying
Raiders.
no. I'm not saying trash. I mean they wasn't winning Super Bowls when we were growing up. They just started winning as we got to adults.
And Arrowhead Stadium was the original like 12th man.
Yeah, like they had the first ever Super Bowl there against Green Bay. I'm saying in our childhood
I didn't know
when
that.
I was
I didn't
born
know
in
that.
yeah, they played the first Super Bowl. Yeah.
At that whole frozen tundra thing, was that in Kansas City?
No, I think they played the first. Did they play the first Super Bowl either in Kansas City? One of the stadiums they played it in. But what I'm saying is, I was born in 1980, and the Kansas City Chiefs didn't win a Super Bowl until 2019. We grew up; they was trash. That's what I'm saying. They wasn't winning no Super Bowl. Just like when we grew up, the Patriots didn't win until 2001.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Very
They
good
were
point.
trash. They were
Yeah, the
trash. Think about
Patriots
all the
were.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. They remember they had Pete Carroll coaching them. Their games used to come on Channel 11, the Jets versus the Patriots. Nobody was watching those games.
Who was the running back's name? They used to be on Oakland, and he went to the
Curtis,
Kent.
you
No,
talk.
no, no. He went
Oh, you
from
talk. Nah, you talking about my man.
Marcus.
Whatchamacallit? Marcus. Uh,
He was
Marcus
nice.
Allen.
Marcus Allen.
Marcus
Marcus Allen
Allen
was
was great.
nice.
No, Marcus Allen was nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Word.
He's in
Definitely
that up.
talking
He's in
about
that.
that.
He's in that. Oh,
Marcus Allen is a Hall of Famer, bro.
Hall of Famer, but just not
Oh
quite
my
in the
God.
class of the Barry Sanders of the world and everybody, right? The
Yes,
Jim
he
Brown.
is. What are you talking about? Marcus Allen has a Super Bowl. He's better than Barry Sanders. What are you talking about?
Nah.
What you mean, nah? What are
You
you
know how I
talking
feel
about?
about chips. If you have a
Bro,
team, of course
I'm
you
not
go.
talking. Yo,
If Barry
bro,
Sanders had
bro,
anywhere near what Marcus
listen
Allen
to
had,
me.
Jesus.
First of all, Marcus Allen played in the 80s and 70s. It was real football. You forgot how many. Remember, Emmitt Smith was breaking some of the records Marcus Allen set.
Okay.
Marcus Allen was nice, bro, and he was nice in college and won a Heisman. He
He
was
went to
Marcus
USC.
Allen. Yes, Marcus Allen was the real deal, bro.
I'm not
Remember,
I'm not saying he
remember.
wasn't the
Hold
real
on, no, no,
deal.
no. I said he's better than Barry because I seen Marcus Allen do things in big moments when he had the longest run in NFL history during the Super Bowl when he had 172 yards. Marcus Allen was better than Barry Sanders as far as me. I'm not saying Barry Sanders was the bigger superstar, more exciting to watch. Yes. But Marcus Allen was crazy, bro. A lot of those records that Emmitt Smith was breaking, Marcus Allen was held.
Again, we always do this, and I hate it. Like my man Marino. When
I
you
love
have a
Marino.
team,
Marino was great.
it's a different story. It
Bro, but
just
listen to me.
is.
I don't want to hear that. I love Marino. He's in my top three. I got my favorite quarterbacks all time is Marino, Aaron Rodgers, and I love I'm sorry, I'm bugging Joe Montana, right? Now listen to me. I lost my train of thought. What was you talking? When you talk, okay, I'm talking about Marcus Allen. I'm not take away the championships. Marcus Allen was nice.
Look this up.
Marcus Allen, Barry Sanders was nice, but there's a different level. Like Marcus Allen was different, bro.
Barry Sanders was the best running back of his generation, easily.
Okay, Barry
Right?
Sanders
Hold
could
on.
be he.
Marcus
Hold on,
Allen. Marcus Allen played with. Was he with Tony Dickinson in them in the 80s?
he played in the '80s.
Gail Sayers was there.
Go look.
What's
Hold on,
hold on? What's my man from the Bears? He ain't better than my
bro.
man from the Bears.
Bro, why don't you do me this favor? Go and look at
I'm
Marcus
about
Allen's
to.
stats right now and see how many 1,300 yards this man. This man was a problem, bro.
We
Marcus
talk.
Allen was no. You don't understand,
Everybody we mentioned
bro.
was a problem.
Eric Dickerson isn't better than Marcus Allen. Walter Payton is.
Walter
I'll get
Payton was
Eric
better than
Dickerson.
Marcus Allen.
No, Walter Payton was on the '85 Bears. Marcus Allen numbers are up there, bro. Go look at his career and what he was doing. He was better than Barry Sanders. Marcus Allen was a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's up there. He wasn't. He didn't have to wait. Marcus Allen was a first ballot Hall of Famer. That
You
means
act
he
like
put in
Barry
work.
Sanders had to wait for something.
I
Huh?
didn't say that, but I know Barry Sanders don't got no chip. I know that
He
much.
doesn't, but it's not on him. That was,
It is
for
on
sure
him.
wasn't his fault.
If you're
For
the
sure
best
wasn't
player,
his
you got.
fault.
If you're the best player, you got to take some accountability, bro.
Nah, man. For sure wasn't
Now,
his fault.
okay. Well, go look at
We've
Marcus
never,
Allen numbers.
none of us have ever blamed Barry Sanders for not winning a chip. Ever.
We didn't. You didn't blame, but you didn't
I
because
haven't heard one
bro,
person ever mention that.
because it's the Lions and they're trash and nobody cares about them. But when you a superstar player, the blame goes on you. Barry Sanders
Who?
was one of them. You always talk about how people are this and that. Barry Sanders was a quiet ass nigga. He wasn't no. How you know if he was a leader? How did he lead? You know, he never talked.
Marcus Allen might have been a better leader. But I ain't talking about that. I'm talking
I'm
about
not
strictly
talking about it.
stats.
Go look at Marcus Allen stats. I
Not
still
total yards. We're going rushing yards
go
first.
look at Marcus Allen career stats. I don't care what you look at. Go look at his career stats. It should be year by year.
No, these are rushes. Total yards.
I'm about to go on my
This is
iPad.
it's confusing the hell out of me right now.
Hold on one second.
He's a touchdown. Oh, here are the yards right here. I'm bugging. He has one. First of all, he has 1 year over 1,300 yards. That was his probably the MVP year. Did he got MVP? AP MVP in 1985. That's big time. 2-time All Pro, 6-time Pro Bowl. Oh, I don't even want to go to Barry Sanders.
Like
That
I
is mad
told you,
disrespectful.
Marcus Allen was no joke, bro.
Okay, you didn't. You first of all, you said he had mad years
I didn't
above.
say that.
You said he had mad
I
years above
said
1,300 yards.
I
He
said
had
he had
one.
bro. How many years are over 1,000 yards he had? Count his whole career over
You want to
1,000
count
yards,
Barry Sanders compared to him?
bro. That's not what I said. I
Do
said
you want?
count how,
Go ahead.
bro. I just said he won an MVP, right?
Yeah.
Did Barry Sanders win MVP?
I don't think so. Yeah, AP MVP, he got one. I didn't
Barry
even know what
Sanders?
Barry Sanders. Yeah, I didn't know that though. I'm not gonna
That's
lie, I
the
don't
year.
remember that.
But that what was that
90,
96, 96 or
97.
95?
97.
97. Okay. Now they both
Dog.
have MVPs. But like you said, he's an all pro. But Marcus Allen was no joke, bro.
Oh, okay. Listen, remember what we always said about Barry Sanders was he had no offensive line, correct?
I never said that.
Oh, I don't say, but that has always been
No,
what
I don't no, you see, I'm tired of people using that excuse.
I
I'm
go ahead.
tired of people using that excuse.
Go ahead.
Because every time I hear, oh, Barry Sanders did this, Barry Sanders lost more yards before he gained yards. Barry Sanders was an exciting runner. He was a great runner, but it did not lead to winning.
Okay.
That's
How
what
many
I'm trying to
seasons?
tell you.
Marcus
Allen
said,
is
hold
better
on.
than him.
Marcus said you said how many thousand yards he got 3,000 yard seasons. That's all he has, right?
Okay.
His total amount of rushing yards is 12,243. Barry Sanders played 10 seasons and has 3,000 more rushing yards. Every season he played, he had 1,000 rushing yards. Barry Sanders is on a different level than Marcus Allen.
No,
There's a gap between.
No, there is no gap. Because you're also forgetting Marcus Allen also caught the football. Marcus Allen was nice, bro. He can catch, he can run. And he won Super Bowls. I think he was a Super Bowl MVP. Marcus Allen was no joke.
Okay.
Barry Sanders doesn't have any of that.
Whoa.
That
Barry Sanders had every.
Bro, you're just talking about strictly rushing. I told you, rushing the ball, Barry Sanders was excited and great. It did not lead to winning, and it did not. Marcus Allen was won Super Bowls. He had Super Bowl big games. Marcus Allen caught the ball also. Marcus Allen has over 100 touchdowns. Marcus Allen is no pushover, bro.
Nobody said he's a pushover.
Marcus Allen has a total of 123 rushing touchdowns.
Rushing.
Yes, 123.
Barry only has 99.
He has over 5,000 receiving yards and 21 receiving touchdowns. Like, Marcus Allen was out. He was a dual threat, bro.
He was a dual threat, but we were also strictly rushing that rock. He's no Barry Sanders. He's no Barry Sanders. That's not close. I'm talking about year.
I'm gonna be honest.
This is year 6. Barry Sanders. Hold on. In year 9, he rushed for 2,000 yards. In year 6, he rushed for 1,800 yards.
But what do you keep telling me? He's rushing. Why he didn't catch the ball? Why didn't he evolve? That's
because
why.
he
That's
didn't
what.
have
No,
to.
no, no. He did have to. You keep talking about what he didn't have to do. Barry Sanders is overrated in some ways. He
Oh,
gets
that's
all this.
crazy.
It
I've
is
never
over.
heard that
You
before in my
listen to me,
life.
and you. I'm glad. And you're gonna hear it today.
Please.
Barry Sanders overrated because all I keep hearing, oh, but he did this in 10 years, then he decided to retire. That's his problem then. If he could have kept playing, he would have had the record. How come he never won? There's a lot of things that go into that. He chose to play for them. He could have. Remember, the free agency started. He could have went to another team. Dion did it. Reggie White did it. Barry Sanders was one of those dudes. He was a introvert. You ain't watch his NFL story about how he was. He was never going to be that type of person. That's his fault.
But what
He
does that have
didn't
to?
win. It does because his personality. Barry Sanders is like KD. They just want to hoop. Barry Sanders wants to show up and run the ball. But bro, your game didn't expand. How come you only caught 99 balls? That's
Listen,
your fault. That's your
listen.
fault.
What I would talk.
Roger Craig was playing in those times and catching balls. Marcus Allen. So it was other running backs doing that. He never evolved his game.
Right, but Roger Craig was another guy who was he was like the first Marshall Faulk type.
But that's what I'm saying. Imagine you're right. Barry Sanders was a great runner. Imagine if he had the catching threat also. He
Right,
would
but
have truly no, he was overrated.
he's not. Barry Sanders is not overrated. He didn't
He's
have. He didn't even have the basics of an offensive line.
I'm not
He did. Hold on.
Raymond.
He didn't even
Raymond,
have. He didn't even
you
have an
keep
above
Raymond.
average quarterback.
You keep talking about. I'm not talking about Barry Sanders running the ball. I just told you he was a one-trick pony. He could not catch the ball. He could not block. He did not have a high NFL, a high IQ. He was just a running back. He
What is
was a
not catching the
one-trick
ball?
pony, bro. What you mean?
What is
What is
not
not
catching the
catching the
ball?
ball? Why
How
you
many
think his
catches
name
should he
is,
have per season?
bro? I'm not, bro. For your career, you
Yeah,
should have. He played 10 years, right?
yeah.
He should at least have over a minimum over 300 receiving.
He does.
He has over 300.
Yes.
And how many touchdowns does he have?
He doesn't have 10.
Okay, how many yards do he have in total? Does he have over 5,000?
No. Marcus Allen has that, but that again, even in total
That's
yards. Hold on, even in
listen,
total yards, Marcus
Raymond.
Allen
I'm
has
not.
seven. Marcus Allen has
That's not. That,
17,600, and still Barry Sanders has outruns him or out
listen to
totals
me.
him.
We're
That's
talking.
insane.
Listen to what we said earlier. You said Roger Craig was the original Marshall Faulk, right?
Now,
Right?
but you bring something
Hold on,
into it.
hold on.
Go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
not. I'm listening to what I'm saying. You said that Roger Craig was the original Marshall Faulk, right?
Right.
Marcus Allen played during Roger Craig's time.
Okay.
So that meant that even Walter Payton caught the ball. What I'm trying to tell you, I'm not talking about Barry Sanders running. I'm not talking about his yards total. As a total complete player, he's overrated. I'm not talking about running. Even Dave Meggett caught the ball. That's mad running backs that had a dual threat concept to them. Barry Sanders didn't do that. He was strictly, I'm going to run for -5 yards, then run for a 20-yard run. That's what he did. He was a one-trick pony. That's all I'm talking about. Even in the playoff games, he went to the playoffs and had bad playoff games or didn't show up. Everybody does that. But I'm talking about, not that I seen Marcus Allen play when he was in his prime. I used to watch Marcus Allen on Kansas City, still getting touchdowns in his 30s. Like, damn, this nigga still getting 100-yard games in his 30s. That's what
But
I'm talking about.
but again, Marcus Allen was up for MVP. He won the MVP just like Barry Sanders. They got one each. He was in sixth place in 92. Barry Sanders came in second place in 94. He came in third place in 91. He got the MVP in 97. So he's been considered for MVP 3 or 4 times already. Walter Payton's on a
Did,
different level. He was
did Marcus
MVP
Payton
consideration 4 times.
Did Marcus Allen win the Super Bowl MVP for that long run he had?
I thought did he got the Super Bowl MVP?
That's what I'm saying. He has a Super Bowl. That's what I'm trying
Super
to
Bowl
say.
MVP, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. This guy was different, bro.
Well, first of all,
And
again,
not to mention, hold on. Not to mention, Marcus Allen wasn't the starter at first. He was backing somebody up when he was doing these things. Because remember, the Raiders guy didn't like Marcus Allen. That's why he got traded to the Chiefs, because they didn't like Marcus Allen. I think it was the
yeah,
owner. So
but
he was
that's
dealing
years
with him.
later.
But what I'm saying is he did all that for them. left, went to Kansas City, and was still putting up numbers late in his career.
But he's still not. There's a major difference.
Bro,
If you're gonna choose between, if
bro,
I had to draft either Marcus Allen or Barry Sanders, that's not close. Like that's
it's
not
not.
close.
Raymond,
Hold
you're
on,
not.
Barry
You're
Sanders,
not
Walter
winning.
Payton. Oh,
I'm not talking about
whoa,
Walter Payton. We're talking about Barry Sanders. You're not winning with Barry Sanders. That's why the Lions didn't win.
Barry. The Lions didn't win because of Barry Sanders.
It's a lot of reasons. Barry Sanders was the cause of it. Bum ass Scott Mitchell was the cause of it. Their bum ass defense was the cause of it. That bum ass fat ass coach they had, Fontana or whatever, bro.
You gonna
Barry
make me look up the
Sanders,
Detroit
listen to me.
Lions?
Barry Sanders was a great player on a bad team, in a bad market. Barry Sanders could not play for the Giants. His personality wouldn't let him. Barry Sanders couldn't play for those high-profile teams because of the type of personality he was. He was a great talent on a trash team. They didn't do anything. That's why I say I'm not talking about his career overrated as far as rushing. His career is overrated because he doesn't get talked about as not having a chip. No one talks about that. He don't got
So
no
how many?
chip.
So how many of these great running backs have chips?
Walter Payton got a chip. Marcus Allen got a chip. Emmitt
LaDainian
Smith got.
Tomlinson doesn't have a chip. He's one of the best
Like,
play
bro,
run.
you
LaDainian
hold
Tomlinson
on,
is
hold
way
on.
better than Marcus
Listen to
Allen.
me. You just told me to name the quarterbacks, and then you start talking about somebody that don't have it. Let me finish. I said Marcus Allen has a ring. Marshall Falk has a ring. Um, who is another? Walter Payton has a ring. Who else have rings? Jerome Bennis has a ring. Like these guys, like I'm saying, most great running backs. Yeah, you're gonna get a few great guys. Like there's a lot of people that don't have rings, but most great running backs have
So that's
rings. Or we saw them in the playoffs doing things like, okay, when I remember Barry Sanders in the playoff, he wasn't looking like the best player.
no. He's had a horrible playoff career. That's just like Barry's. What's his name? Barry Bonds early on. He had a horrible playoff career. Okay, then, but
And
that
what I
doesn't
and
mean
what but
that doesn't mean that doesn't
what I
mean
always
he's
tell you,
not
what
one of the
I didn't
best
I didn't
players we've
bro,
ever seen, even
again,
at that time.
Raymond, I never said Barry Sanders wasn't one of the best players. I said he's just a runner. At running back, yes, he was a great running back, but even Emmitt Smith caught the ball. Everybody could catch the ball but Barry. He was a one-trick pony. If you're bringing in a quarterback and y'all running every down, you're not going to win a championship like that. They had Chris Spellman. They had Herman Moore. They had pieces around Barry Sanders. So, like I said, he's also a part of that. But he was a one-trick pony.
They did not. First of all, you're not beating the Cowboys in the '90s. They were not going to beat the Giants, the
You wasn't beating
Redskins.
San Francisco. You
You
wasn't
weren't
beating
beating
the
San Francisco.
Cowboys in
None
San
of them. They weren't.
Francisco.
They weren't even in the same
Okay.
class as those teams. And
Okay.
all those teams
Okay.
had super players at
Okay.
at each position.
Okay.
It's not even close.
Okay.
Not even close. So
Okay.
to compare the championships to both championship levels of
I'm
both teams, it's
it's not
damn near
I'm
impossible.
not Raymond, I'm not talking about just championships. Championships is a part of what you did in your career. I said Marcus Allen to me was a better overall player than Barry Sanders. Barry
That's not what
Sanders
you said.
only Barry. Yes, I did. I said he's better than Barry Sanders. I said that. I just said
Right.
Marcus
You'll
Allen to
say
me. I
that's
just
different
said
than
that, bro.
somebody being all around better or somebody being better is two different
Bro, to
things.
me, he was
Scottie
better than
Pippen was
Barry.
all around better than
Bro,
Michael Jordan, in my opinion.
bro.
Scottie
To
Pippen's not
me,
better than Michael Jordan.
to me, Barry Sanders wasn't better than Marcus Allen. That's my opinion. You could be
Marcus
you
Marcus
anyone,
Allen had more. He had more
bro.
skills, of course. He had more
Marcus
skills
Allen,
outside.
Marcus Allen was better. So if he had more skills, that means he was better.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Because Roger Craig wasn't better than Barry Sanders, in my opinion.
Roger Craig wasn't used like a running back like that. What I'm trying to tell you is there's a few guys that can get
Nah,
1,000 yards and catch a ball.
He was.
Rod,
Roger Craig has 3,000 yard seasons.
how many
He
years did
was.
he play?
He has like 10 years, like Barry.
He has 10
Eight
years
thousand
and how many?
eight
And he
thousand
has how
yards
many? He has 8,000 yard
total.
seasons.
Yeah, no. He has 3,000 yard seasons. One of them for 1,500
That's
total
what I'm
yards.
saying.
Total yards. He has 13,000. One
Because
of them is
remember,
for
in the,
two. That one we had one uh year with 2,000 total yards, and now he was
Now
third in MVP voting for that.
remember,
So
in the
hold on,
West Coast, no, no,
I
no.
don't
In the
think
West
he's
Coast,
in this
no.
conversation because
He's because
Marcus
he was in.
Allen, Barry Sanders, Roger Craig, and Walter Payton have 3 or more times where they appeared on the MVP list consideration. I
What
don't
I'm
think Roger
saying
Craig is in this especially with Jerry
I'm,
Rice and
that's not. I'm not
Joe
talking about
Montana there.
Roger Craig. I'm talking about the usage. Marcus, Roger Craig was in the West Coast offense. The Detroit Lions did not run a West Coast offense. They rushed the ball. That's all that they did and try to do play action. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you put Barry Sanders in the West Coast offense, it's not going to work because he can't catch the ball. He can't stretch the defense. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Those other running backs, Damian Thompson, Roger Craig, Marcus Allen, they catch the ball. Even Sean Alexander was catching the ball his MVP season when he won. Barry Sanders was limited to
Right.
just running the ball. So
Yeah.
therefore, Marcus Allen to me is better because he was a dual threat and he got hardware and he put up numbers also. It's
Yeah,
not
but
just one thing that I'm saying he's better than Barry. I got a checklist that makes for my reason.
yeah, but he's flat out more dominant at running the ball. That's not close. That's number one. Number two, you
Bro,
act like he didn't catch the ball at all.
I didn't
He
say
was
that,
catching. Hold on, you did actually make it seem like that. He's
bro.
catching the
And I
ball more
asked
than
you,
30. He's catching the ball more than 30 times a year, at least
okay,
6
how many
times, 6 or
attempts?
7 times.
How many attempts? How many catches was
How
he
many
getting? 50 out of
targets?
100? How many targets was he getting?
He got the first 3 years they don't have a number on it. After that is 40, 48, 65, 70, 32, 50, 57.
And those are his catches or his targets?
No.
That's what I'm
Targets.
trying to say. You said the first 3 years are not even up there.
Yeah,
This is what I'm trying to say.
They didn't start doing the targets until '92 because
What I'm saying is,
Marcus Allen has 9 years missing on his targets.
yes, Barry Sanders can catch the ball here and there. Barry Sanders wasn't featured in the running plays like all those other. They featured Marcus Marshall Falk in the Rams offense. They featured Roger Craig in the 49ers offense. They featured Marcus Allen in the pass game. That's what they didn't do that for Barry Sanders.
I think Marshall, if we're gonna go there, I think Marshall Falk is Barry Sanders and Marshall Falk, my favorite running backs ever. I think Marshall Falk is the best running back ever, personally. Because
Mark,
LT peaked, but now LT is a guy you can point to where you say every time it was crunch time, I don't know about him.
yeah,
With
but to
Barry
me,
Sanders, I
LT,
didn't feel that way because
no,
LT
but
played on great teams.
yeah, I'm picking LT over Barry Sanders. I'm picking Marcus
You
Allen over
you're
Barry
gonna
Sanders.
have to
I'm
you
picking
have
Emmitt
to,
Smith over Barry Sanders. I'm picking
especially
Walter Payton over Barry Sanders. I'm picking Jim Brown over Barry Sanders.
nah,
There's
I'm
a
not
lot of
pick,
running backs.
but
There's a lot of
okay,
running
but
backs I'm gonna pick over him.
right, but LT is better than Marcus Allen, and that's by a gap. It's not
Yes,
close.
LT's better than Marcus Allen because he evolved the game and he was
He's
featured in.
better,
He's a better version of Marcus Allen. Yes, so he is. I'm not saying he's not. I never
right?
said he wasn't. Whoa, I never said Marcus Allen was better than Damian Thompson. I'm saying now you're seeing my point.
No, I'm
Damian
not.
Thompson was being featured in the pass offense. No, they were not featuring Barry Sanders in the Lions pass offense. That's what
But
I'm trying to tell you.
yeah, but it's also part of that reason is because they stunk. Like we gotta come on now.
Bro,
How
it
many
don't
coaches
matter.
were really that good?
It don't even matter. The Indianapolis Colts stunk when they had Marshall Falk, and he was still featured in the passing plays.
No, they did
That's what
not stink. That
they
offense
made the
with Jim
playoffs one
Harbaugh,
time. They made the playoffs
they
one
went to the
time.
AFC conference finals.
One time.
Okay,
One
and that was
time.
no. Whoa. That was the year he left. Next year he left.
Bro, they went one time.
So what?
And he didn't leave, they traded him.
Right, because then
It was a lot
they got
going on behind the scenes with that.
right. But the point is that they had
Remember,
a decent offense.
Remember when Priest Holmes was being
Excuse me.
featured in the Chiefs' office when he won MVP, he was catching the ball and running when Priest Holmes did that. That's what I'm trying to say. These dudes, Sean Alexander, you got to be even Tiki Barber would catch the ball because you have to be a two-headed monster.
Tiki Ball was better than Barry Sanders.
I don't think he is. I'm talking about, but he was the dual threat.
Chill out.
I said you didn't hear me say Tiki Balls, but I said
I'm
even
asking
Tiki
because I'm
Ball.
trying to see where
I
you're going
said
with this.
even you know where I'm going. We talking about Marcus Allen and Barry, and I named all the running backs better than Barry Sanders to me. Barry Sanders was a one-trick pony. He's overrated as far as other than running the ball and saying, "Oh, he could have had the rushing title, but he don't." He's overrated.
What? I didn't realize LT only played 11 seasons, but that makes sense.
Yo,
But
LT was
even
nice.
Marcus Allen has longevity over LT. But
And you
LT,
remember,
this first 1, 2, 3, I guess that's
bro,
first 8 years. One, two,
and you
three,
keep
four,
forgetting
five,
Marcus
six, seven,
Allen
eight.
played in a different era. He played in the 80s, bro. Niggas was on steroids. It's different when Marcus Allen
Mm.
played.
They were, but Barry Sanders and
Niggas
even
was coming in
LT
the
played
game
in a
with
tough era.
yes,
That
they
era was
played in
still
it,
tough.
bro. They played in a tough era, but they did not play in the 80s.
It didn't. And I will say again, LT had a better team than Barry Sanders ever did. It's not close.
You keep
It's not
saying that, but
close.
they had pro Herman Moore made the Pro Bowl. Barry Sanders made the Pro Bowl.
Hermo was
They
he
had
was good.
Chris Spillman made the Pro Bowl. Don't act like the Lions didn't have Pro Bowl players in
No,
the
yes,
90s.
but that wasn't Phillips wasn't I say I wasn't there anymore. They had an all pro defense. They had the top rated defense when whatchamacallit broke their run for 300 yards.
It couldn't have been that much because they ain't win no Super Bowl, so it don't matter.
No, and part of the reason was because LT in the playoffs didn't show. He was
Yeah,
like Chris
no,
Paul.
it's not that when he showed every time LT at the playoffs came, LT was in a coat because he was hurt.
Somehow. So my point is
Yeah.
that I don't know if I'd rather have him over. Barry Sanders is in the upper echelon of running backs. Period. I don't think, and Marcus Allen is too, but I think there's another level where Barry's in there,
Barry's not on
LT's up there.
no, Barry is not up there with LT. He's not. Barry, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're putting Barry Sanders higher than he is. He's not up there with LT and Marcus Allen level. He's not.
Marcus Allen is not in that conversation.
Bro,
That's the mistake you're
bro.
making. I hold
No,
on.
I'm
I
not,
don't
bro.
understand
I'm
how
not
you have
mistaken that.
how you just eliminate Barry Sanders and then you go, yeah, Marcus Allen is in there. Hell no.
Bro, so let me ask you a question. When you go to the because you keep talking about you don't worry about rings. So when you go to the Hall of Fame, they announce all your accolades, right?
Yeah,
They announce all your accolades. But there's gonna be a lot of accolades missing from Barry Sanders' side in the playoffs because
definitely.
Marcus Allen showed he's a great player in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Emmitt Smith showed he was a great player in the playoffs. Walter Payton
yeah.
showed he was a great player in the playoffs. Barry Sanders never did that. That's another point. He was bro. He went to one playoff or two playoffs, and you act like he got all this stuff, and they had an opportunity, or they went to a NFC Championship game. Barry Sanders' career was great running the ball. He got great numbers, but he's overrated.
He
That's
hasn't
what I'm
even
trying to tell
he
you,
didn't even go. But again, because once y'all keep that's why I don't mess with all that. Once y'all keep going with the conference titles, the
bro.
team accolade. Once you keep going with team accolades, that's how
bro.
you guys get confused.
It's not confusion.
You
It is
definitely
not
do
confusion,
if we're gonna
bro.
bring up a team something where you have no teammates involved and you need them to go win to win a team
I just
accolade.
told you. I just told you. Marcus Allen won Super Bowl MVP. He didn't just go to the Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl MVP, right?
Yeah,
Barry Sanders does not have any postseason accolades because he went one or two times and they got smoked. What I'm trying to tell you is Marcus Allen has individual stuff and he has team stuff. Marcus Allen also is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has other accolades. I'm talking about when you look at how they played. Marcus Allen has numbers, he has a career, and he has hardware. Barry Sanders has numbers and he has highlight reels, and that's where it stops. That's where it stops. That's all I'm saying.
he
That
made it
doesn't
about to
diminish
be
his that doesn't diminish his greatness. No, I
Rob.
just don't. I think he was overrated to a certain aspect. He did nothing
So
in the
how do we
playoffs.
not? But he's overrated because once again he's not making it to the playoffs enough. They're not getting further advanced in the playoffs enough. That stuff is all dependent on his teammates that aren't there, that don't even exist. That part doesn't make sense to me. How the hell can he
Okay,
perform in the championship if you don't have a championship caliber team? That
so let
makes
me ask you a
zero
question.
sense.
When you have a player on a garbage team that still go out and get their numbers and still make the Pro Bowl or still make the All-Star game, right? They're still doing that with that bum ass team, right?
Yep.
So sometimes you make the playoffs and you may still win, like Michael Jordan was making the playoffs, averaging 60 or whatever, or getting 55 points and losing, right? What I'm telling you is this: the few times I seen Barry Sanders in the postseason, he had mediocre games both times. So when I look at a player's career, you have regular season, you have playoff mode, and then you have individual accolades that also come sometimes with hardware. Barry Sanders was a great regular season running back. He's a great running back. No one's taking that away from him. I'm saying after that, there was no postseason anything. Marcus
Yeah.
Allen didn't just go for the ride. He was the Super Bowl MVP and had 170 rushing yards. He just didn't go for the ride.
Nobody's saying he did though.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the difference.
He's a piece of winning. Nobody's taking that away from
And when
Marcus
he
Allen.
went to Kansas City, he was making the playoffs with the Chiefs still.
And he was third in MVP votes
That's what
when
I'm
his
trying to
first
tell you.
year.
So when you look
All
at
right.
it, Barry Sanders was crazy, no question. But like when I look at it, I put it to you like this. You see how Tracy McGrady was nice? Tracy McGrady was nice, but it didn't amount to winning. It didn't amount to winning. He got great highlights. He could have 50-point games. He's exciting to watch. It didn't amount to winning. That's why I feel like, how was this guy, like, he got to the Hall of Fame. He wasn't a first ballot number, but I'm like, he didn't have numbers. He didn't have individual accolades. People get caught up in those 6 years when he was averaging 25, but I'm like, that's not enough.
That's not enough for Russell, but
But
we're
some
not.
people,
But he's nowhere near considered to be a top 2 or 3 at his position.
bro,
He's not.
I know people that will argue with me that T-Mac's up there with Kobe in them. That's
They
what
are
I'm saying.
he might have been able to compete for a couple year or two, but
That's what,
they are in the complete minority.
and
This
this is what I'm saying.
people who have Barry Sanders as a top running back, that's the majority of people.
Yeah,
We're not being fooled.
I don't know if I can't say that, bro. I can't say if I could ask 5 of my friends to go put Barry. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Barry Sanders, I can name a lot of running backs, in my opinion, that was better than Barry Sanders.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Marcus
saying.
Allen
To
shouldn't be
me,
one of them.
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Right?
That's how long I've been watching
you
football.
didn't
I seen Marcus Allen like, yo, this dude is nice.
you didn't say Roger Craig was better than Barry Sanders, did you?
I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that.
Okay.
I never said
I'm just
that.
asking. I'm trying to figure this out.
I know. It's nothing to figure out because I told you. It's Marcus Allen is better than Barry Sanders. It's that simple. I'm not saying nobody else. I said I could name at least 5 running backs that I think is better than Barry Sanders. I think he gets a lot. Like I said, he gets a lot of credit for just being a regular season runner. Even Charles Barkley ain't got no ring, but damn, he won an MVP. He went to the finals and put up a performance. Barry couldn't get out the wild card.
I think that's always foul. Again, because I don't do that. That's all
That's
dependent
you.
on it's all
That's
dependent on
not
your
how
team.
I watch
I'm
sports.
in the minority about all that. It ain't to me. I've seen it. Ray Allen, he's on TV right now in a commercial. Ray Allen
Yeah.
was giving Kobe buckets. Ray Allen
Yeah.
was giving it to him.
Yes.
People don't even realize it. They go with the Miami Ray Allen or the Boston
See,
Ray
but
Allen.
that's
Nah,
what I'm
Ray
talking
Allen
about.
was nice.
I've been watching Ray Allen since UConn, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. I've been watching Ray Allen since UConn. I've been watching Ray Allen since he was on the Bucks catching dunks. I've been watching Ray Allen with the big grapefruit cabs for 20-some years. But remember, people forget about what he used to do. Most of these kids started watching basketball when LeBron was on the Heat. Most of these kids was probably 12, 11. So they don't know what he was doing. Even when they saw Kobe, Kobe was old. They don't remember the Afro Kobe with the whack ass Adidas he had. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. When I look at players, that's why I say I don't say, oh, someone is nice immediately because they had one good season. Nah, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep showing it and improving. You can't just you can't just show up in a regular season and then when the playoff come, you disappear.
Marcus Allen also has 123
I said
touchdowns.
he has 100.
Third most ever.
How many? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like he has.
Nah, Barry got
bro,
99 in top 10.
Like Marcus Allen is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I seen him do stuff that I didn't see Barry do, bro. As
No,
far as in the playoffs and
he
like,
was nice,
yo,
but again, I think all these guys, Curtis Martin, Frank Gore, they were all on better teams than Barry Sanders. Like
I can't say Kurt.
this is not a
I
myth.
can't say
Curtis
I
Martin was
can't
definitely
say
on a better team than
I can't say
Marcus
that
Allen.
because them teams ain't win. Curtis Martin got a ring just like Barry Sanders. He ain't win nothing.
Frank Gore got a ring?
Frank Gore don't got no ring.
Okay then.
No. Did Frank Gore get a ring? What I think the
I don't
last
know
team.
if he did. That's a shame.
Nah. Who did
Does
Frank Gore
Adrian
play
Peterson
for?
have a ring?
Nah. Who did Frank
Did
Gore
Edwin
play
James
for?
have a ring? Frank Gore played
No,
for the Niners,
No, I'm
the
talking about after
Colts,
the Niners. The Colts,
the Bills.
I think he played for now. He don't got no ring.
Who is this? Hey, say hi back to me. I love your streams. Mateo Guevara. My bad, Mateo. What's poppin', my dude? Or my chick? I don't know what you are. Please answer
No,
me.
that's it.
I'm
Did they
so
say
sorry.
Guerrera or Guerra? What
Guavera.
is it? Oh, Guavera. Okay, what up?
Sorry, we're arguing
But
with
yeah,
Marcus Allen. And do you know about Marcus Allen, Mateo? It's tough. Edwin James didn't win a ring.
I never said Edgerrin James was
I
better than
understand. Who
Barry
has the
Sanders.
most?
I said,
Well, look, the most carries in NFL history: Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore, Curtis Martin, Jerome Bettis, Adrian Peterson, Damian Tomlinson, Barry Sanders, Edwin James, Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen cracks that top 10.
bro, I listen, man. Marcus Allen was. I just know Marcus Allen. To me, in my opinion, is better than. Now you can post this question up. You want to take a vote? You can post it up. All I know is Barry Sanders to me gets a pass for not being a playoff performer. He's a regular season running back. There's regular season stats and there's also playoff stats.
But how do you want to put it? Because once you say who's the better running back,
Just
it
put
doesn't do it like
you
that.
could just
Because
put whatever you want to put. I really don't care what you put, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like if you was to name your top five running backs, Barry Sanders might not be in my top five. That's what I'm trying to say. Just like Karl Malone. Karl Malone is one of the greatest power forwards, but he's not better than Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan won 5 chips.
but again, that's
But
not
Karl
why he's
Malone,
not. That's not why he's better than me. He
he
didn't play
no,
anywhere near the same amount of defense.
exactly.
So I don't
Tim
need.
Duncan,
I don't need
Tim
Tim
Duncan. No,
Duncan to
no,
win
no,
one
no.
ring to show me
That
that
that's not what I'm
he's not
saying.
better than Dirk Nowitzki.
That's
I
not
don't
what
need
I'm
Dirk to win a
saying,
ring to show me that.
bro. That's not what I'm saying. Tim Duncan was more versatile than Karl Malone. Karl Malone just was an offensive play. He played no defense. Even Dirk played defense here and there. I seen Dirk not guard people but do blocks. What I'm saying is when you look at Tim Duncan, he can give you buckets and he can defend. Karl Malone was a one-trick pony. He's a pick and roll. He was limited. That's why you could build a team around Tim Duncan because of his versatility. You couldn't do that with Karl Malone because they wasn't winning. They had Stockton and Malone, and they had Jeff Horn II. They wasn't winning.
Right, but like Karl Malone was a great rebounder.
Karl
But
Malone
Dirk,
was.
but
Listen,
Dirk, but Dirk and Tim Duncan can create their own shot. They can bring the
because they're
ball up.
more. I
Dirk
just
Nowitzki
said that
more so, but it's not
they're
just being.
more versatile.
It's not just about being versatile, because people can be versatile and not be better.
No, no, no,
Scottie Pippen,
no,
Scottie Pippen was more versatile than Michael Jordan. He wasn't better than Michael Jordan.
bro.
It's as simple as that.
Bro, you keep saying that Scottie Pippen wasn't better than Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen didn't really get a chance to show his offensive side because Michael Jordan was scoring on the goddamn points. That's why when Michael Jordan retired and Scottie Pippen led the Bulls in every category, he went from averaging 17 to averaging 23. His points went up. Not saying that he's better than Michael Jordan, but he didn't have a legit showcase. What I'm saying is, when I say versatility, I'm talking about not only did Tim Duncan give you buckets, he can also lock down the other end of the court. He could also pass the ball. Karl Malone did not do none of that. He rebounded and he scored. Versatile, he was more versatile. That made him better because in a way that he can expand his game. Dirk didn't play the defense neither, but Dirk could dribble and off the rebound and come off the pick and roll and shoot off the rebound. Karl Malone couldn't shoot off the rebound. I
Right,
mean, off the
but
dribble.
Shaq is probably even less limited than Karl Malone. But Shaq is way more dominant than Karl Malone.
Because he was
Shaq,
more athletic than Karl
yes,
Malone.
but again, he's not. He's Tim Duncan is way more versatile than Shaq. I'm not taking Tim Duncan over Shaq. Shaq is more dominant, so you don't need to be more skilled or more versatile to be better. Once you're dominant at something, it's over. Dirk, damn, Dirk or Karl
Yes, you
Malone.
do. Why do you think you're an overall player? To have to be an overall good player, you have to be versatile. We just talked about that earlier. I just said Jason Tatum went from just averaging points to passing and the rebounding. That's being versatile.
I'm not
You could already
right.
you're already going to have talent. Talent wise, Dirk Nowitzki is more talented than Karl Malone as far as scoring the basket. He could shoot off the 1-4. He could shoot the three. Karl Malone
He
was
could
a
bring the
mid-range
ball up.
pick. Karl Malone was a mid-range pick and pop player. Dirk Nowitzki was offensively better, but he also becomes more versatile as he gets better because he can score in different ways. Plus, he can initiate the offense off the dribble, off the rebound. That's what I'm trying to say. So, being that Karl Malone can do that, he's limited.
Right, but again, what I'm trying to explain is, it is to me, dominance is dominance. Once you dominate, it puts you in a different position. It just does. Mike was more
No,
of a dominant
you
scorer
can't
than Scottie Pippen.
you can't say that because
Mike was more of a dominant scorer than Scottie
no,
Pippen. So automatically you have to do so much more at these other areas
no.
that you're more versatile at to even
It's
be in
not
the same
about being.
area. And
It's not
Pippen was
about being.
close.
It's not about being dominant. It's not about being dominant. Shaq was dominant with Penny, and he didn't win no championship.
It,
Shaq won when he got a coach, and he got Kobe Bryant. And when he had Dwayne Wade, when he had people that could create their own shot and make it easy for Shaq getting dunked, so all you got to do is throw the ball up. That
it's,
that
it's
has nothing to do. That has
it's
nothing to
funny
do
how
with
you always
Shaq.
you make my point, but when I say it, I'm wrong.
That's that, bro. That's not your
If
point.
Shaq never would have, yeah, if Shaq would have never went to the Lakers and got Phil Jackson, if Shaq would never went to Miami and got Pat Riley, he never would have won.
You just said he went. We're not talking about winning. You said
You
dominant.
are
I
talking
said,
about that,
bro, you just said dominant, bro. You said I like
right?
Shaq because he was dominant. I said it's not just about being dominant.
It
I said
is.
it's not just about Shaq dominance did not get him nothing in Orlando.
I don't honestly. You
He
lost me.
was the same. He was the same dominant player in Orlando, right? Why didn't he win?
He wasn't the same dominant player. He was a different. That was a different. He was still raw. He wasn't. He didn't even have a jump hook in Orlando.
Shaq was dominant his whole career. Shaq did not win until he got Phil Jackson and Kobe. Michael Jordan was dominant his whole career. He didn't win until he got Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. Just because you're dominant, Wilt Chamberlain was dominant. He only got 2 championships.
Okay,
You need other things. It's not just about your individual dominance. You have to fit. That's why I told you earlier. Shaq and Kobe fit because Kobe could bring Shaq the ball where he needed. He could put the ball where Shaq needed. And also Shaq could get his points with Kobe not having the ball once he threw it in the post.
but with that being said, you
That's
taking Karl Malone over Shaq? You taking Tim Duncan over Shaq? You taking Dirk over
I'm
Shaq?
not taking nobody over
All right then.
over.
So my
No, no,
point
hold on, hold on,
my
whoa,
point
whoa,
is
whoa,
that
whoa, whoa,
exact.
whoa. No, that's not your point. Because my point, honestly, I'm taking Akeem Olajuwon over Shaq because that's my opinion. I
That's
think
a
Akeem
different
is.
story.
That's what I'm saying. My favorite center all time is Akeem. Then it go Kareem, and then it go Shaq. I'm a Akeem. If my starting five got Hakeem Olajuwon is
That's a
at
different
center.
story. I love Hakeem, but my thing is the same way Shaq didn't have them whatever little jump hook early on. Everyone has a flaw. Hakeem without the H was a wild boy. He did not have emotion in check. He was getting kicked out of finals games in the 80s.
Yeah,
That's a different level of temperament. So everyone has their own flaws, like we talk about. He didn't figure that thing out until he did his new. What do you say? How you say it? When they not when they come home, like when they redo the not a baptism because he's Muslim.
you mean you talking about he went to back to the Quran?
Yeah, he
He went
became
to
really
Mecca or something?
he became more religious because Kenny Smith always talks about it. Him, Akeem Olajuwon, and Vernon Maxwell were wild in
Yeah,
the
I know.
'80s. They were wild. So part of that is why I have Shaq as number one because even with Shaq being raw, he got you to the finals and the second season. It's just or helped you get to that contend to that level. That's just different, man. It's just different. And he didn't have to learn anything. That's him just being
Bro,
a missile.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Shaq got to the final because he had Penny. He
Yeah,
had
definitely.
Penny.
Again, you need, but this is my point about these championships that you guys always mix up. If he doesn't have Penny, there's no championship, correct? If he doesn't
Yes,
have a
I agree with
team,
that.
all right. So if you don't have a team, if you never have a team, how are you going to get to the championship? You
That's not
guys
what
be
I'm talking.
confusing
No,
this.
no. I'm gonna clarify it for you right now. When before Michael Jordan, before LeBron was winning championships, I seen Michael Jordan lose in the Eastern Conference Finals without a so-called team or whatever. I seen
Hmm.
LeBron James lose in the Eastern Conference Finals without a team. I also seen LeBron take a bum-ass team to the finals and lose. What I'm saying is, you're not going to win everything. I'm talking about what was that player doing when they was losing. That was my point with Barry Sanders. When they were getting spanked, did Barry Sanders go down having 150 rushing yards and one touchdown, or did he go down having 60 rushing yards and no touchdown? That's what I'm trying to talk about. The championships is the champion. That's a team thing. But I'm talking about when I watched Marcus Allen play, I didn't see Barry Sanders playing like Marcus Allen was playing. Even later on when Marcus Allen was on the Chiefs, Barry Sanders wasn't doing that. I'm talking about a team is a champion. That's a team sport. But damn, you go look up and say, damn, Jerry West won Finals MVP and he lost because he's the star player. I'm saying Shaq was always going to be the great player. Of course, Shaq is going to get his numbers, but Shaq going to go out there and perform. He's going to go out there and perform. Barry Sanders, I'm saying to me, I never saw him perform in the playoffs.
I wanted to see Marcus Allen, Emmitt Smith, or any one of these dudes with that Detroit team. That's what I want to see. What the hell are they gonna do?
Yeah, just like, and I want to see. I wish Aaron Rodgers had Jerry Rice or Calvin Johnson. I don't want to hear that.
No,
I don't
you
want to
can't say
hear
I don't
that.
want to hear that. He would have
I don't
broke
want to hear,
records,
bro.
because just like when Randy Moss went to the Patriots with Tom Brady, what I tell you, they're about to break every record. It's not that hard to put together.
Listen to me. You keep saying if Barry Sanders had this and that. You just told me he had this bum ass offensive line for 10 years, and if he didn't retire, he would have broke it. That sounds like that's his problem.
I didn't say he would have broke
hold on,
anything. I didn't say anything like that.
If Barry Sanders didn't retire, he would have broke Walter Payton's record.
The all-time.
Yes, and what I'm
Probably.
saying is nobody told him to retire.
Okay.
That's his fault.
Is it Calvin Johnson's fault he didn't win a title either?
Calvin Johnson's another great player with no championship.
Calvin Johnson he's up. Yo, Calvin Johnson is up there for any one of these wide receivers.
Calvin Johnson might be better than Barry Sanders. I'm taking Calvin Johnson over Barry Sanders.
He might be. He might be better than Moss. Like this, yes. Calvin Johnson was crazy. Bro, listen, but again. Whoa. No. So how he didn't win a chip? So I don't understand what his. Again, he didn't have a bum playoffs.
This is what I'm telling you. Barry Sanders won one MVP. That means he had one great season out of 10 years, right?
No. Hold on. That means he had one MVP season.
That means you're the best player in the NFL. So that means if you win the NFL, the MVP, you had your best season ever. That's what that usually means. If you're winning the MVP, you're usually having your best season ever. So like I said, he played 10 years with one MVP. But when we watched the bum-ass Lions with Calvin Johnson, we were seeing him put up numbers and kill. No, he don't have a ring. But when I saw him in the playoffs, he was putting up his numbers, and it wasn't his fault they was losing. That's what I'm talking about.
He also had someone who just won the Super Bowl, correct?
Matthew Stafford was a bum, and he was still putting up the crazy. Matthew Stafford
I wouldn't say he's a bum.
Bro,
you think Jeff George was a bum?
Yes, Jeff George was a fucking bum. He didn't win anything. He had a great arm talent and turned the fucking ball over.
That's all you need.
Brett Favre was 5 steps away from being Jeff George if he didn't get a Super Bowl. So like I'm saying
Jeff George.
Saying is,
that's crazy.
I'm talking about
that's crazy.
Raymond, I'm talking about.
I don't even want to bring up Brett Favre. By the way, it was just 1-0 Marcus Allen leading in the Twitter poll, but now it's 1-1.
I'm talking about the carelessness with the football comparisons of Jeff George and Brett Favre. That's what I'm talking about. The gunslinger mentality. But when I saw Calvin Johnson on the Lions, he was doing what he was supposed to do with a whack-ass quarterback and a bum-ass team. You never looked and said, damn, he's not doing enough to help his franchise win. This man almost had 2,000 receiving yards one season.
Yo, I didn't know the Suns and Kings were playing tonight, and they beat the Kings.
The Kings ain't doing shit. They're another team that's gonna lose in the first round. I don't care about the Kings.
But I do gotta give. Hold on a second. You know how long we've been squatting all over your man.
Mike Brown's don't even mention fucking Mike Brown.
Yeah, we go, dog. Hold on.
Mike Brown's a fucking bum.
So
stop it with Mike Brown?
They're the number 1 offense in the league, number 2 maybe. Mike Brown is known for he's known for being a defensive coach. He changed his style around, and it's the same coaching staff that he has. He changed his style around, and he got the Kings out of obscurity.
Yeah.
and now they're in third or fourth place in the Western Conference.
Are
I
you
got
finished?
no wait, no, because I have to personally apologize. As I said, that is the worst hire you can possibly do for the Sacramento
And
Kings.
it is the worst hire. And it's the worst hire. You're talking about a Sacramento King. You say he got them out of security when ever since
He
DeAndre
helped them
Fox
get
went
him
ever since
obscurity.
DeAndre Fox went over there, the team's been improving. Number one, they had Halliburton. They made some trades that they should have probably kept some pieces. Mike Brown has the Sacramento Kings playing good in the regular season. It is February, right? Come talk to me in April when they get bumped in the first round. The Kings are not doing anything because next year they're going to be trash. This is what Mike Brown does. He comes in, it looks good during the regular season, then he's sitting there with that stupid ass face squint. The Kings aren't. Who are the Kings beating? The Lakers are bad right now. The Kings don't want to play the Lakers in the first round with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Like the Kings aren't doing anything.
Lakers don't want no parts of the Kings.
Okay,
Lakers don't
okay.
want no parts of the Kings.
So let me ask you this question. Right now, it's February 15th, and late Valentine's Day is officially over. We're going to recap this Kings discussion in early April when they get bounced in the first and second round.
Yeah, they could because like again, they're another Western Conference team that's super offense, no
Bro, right
defense.
now, if the playoffs started, they'll play the Mavericks in the first round. They're not beating the Mavericks in the
That's going to be
six
a
game.
7-game series.
It's
That's
going to be
going
a six
7.
game. It's not going
That's going
seven.
7. I like.
We're beating
And
them.
matter of
We're
fact, the
beating
Kings are
them.
missing their third right here. Oh, you just saw that.
We're beating them 4 games to 2. Not to mention, we're also missing the Mavericks are missing. Who got hurt? We're missing whatchamacallit. You forgot we missing the dude we traded from Houston, the big man we got.
No,
What's
he
his
was he
name?
played last night.
He came back. He's been hurt.
The tall guy he came off the bench. He's coming off the bench.
Well, then that must have been his first game back. I mean, he's been hurt for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, not right. I forgot his
I
name.
forgot his name. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot
Wood,
what happened.
Christian Wood. Christian Wood.
Christian was there. You go.
He came back. He was playing last night. I saw him play with
That
Kyrie.
that's what
The
I'm saying.
Kings,
I think
the
that's
Kings, the Kings are missing Malik Monk off the bench. Malik Monk,
okay.
I didn't think Malik Monk again playing with LeBron is tough.
No, that's why
You
the
have to be
Lakers
a
should have.
certain kind of
No,
player around LeBron.
I don't
Malik
think it was.
Monk,
No, it
Malik
wasn't
Monk
Malik
comes
Monk.
off the bench, and him and Sabonis, they run that point guard. They run the point for the Kings.
The
De'Aaron Fox
Lakers.
as a closer, and I have to apologize to De'Aaron Fox. I thought he was just a chucker. De'Aaron Fox is amazing in crunch time.
No, the first Malik Monk should have. The Lakers should have never let him go. That's the Lakers' fault. He was fitting good with LeBron. He could stretch the court. He hit the three, the dunk, whatever. De'Aaron Fox been nice since Kentucky, bro. I've been watching him. This is what I'm talking. I got his sneakers. I got his Swiper Air Max ones that he dropped 3-4 years ago. What I'm saying is, they're a team. Every year, there's one or two teams that look excited. We get excited about. Like last year, everyone got excited about the Pelicans, and look at them now. Well, Mike Brown's going to have a great season, and in 2 years, he will be fired. Like, stop it with Mike. I don't believe in Mike Brown. His track record speaks for himself. He's not a good coach. He's having a good early season of his first time coaching.
He hasn't had a season like this since he had LeBron.
Bro, he coached the Lakers. He was coaching the Golden State Warriors. He had all this talent. What I'm saying is,
He
talk to
coached
me.
the Golden State Warriors
Yeah, did he
when
coach?
this guy hurt his
Well,
back.
with Steve Kerr, yeah.
When Steve Kerr hurt his back. Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is this: talk to me about Sacramento going into next season after we saw what they did, because I know what Mike Brown. Mike Brown he's solid, but he's not gonna be the type of guy like, oh, next year they might be trash. That's what I'm trying to say. He's having a good start. I
No.
don't think they're striking fear in anybody in the playoffs.
But at the same time, the way I had him was below average, coach. I didn't think, and again, you have to be able to adjust. You got to give somebody credit when it's due. For him to go from a super defensive minded coach to this offensive minded, what the draws, the play that they draw up, the Sabonis to her to play that pick and roll is amazing, and to allow
But you
to
see,
show them
why do you think he changed, bro? Wasn't he just sitting with Steve Kerr for the last 5 years? Of course, he
right,
changed his mind
but
state.
everyone doesn't change. Look at
Exactly.
Tibbs.
We're not talking about Tibbs. Tibbs is Tibbs. I'm saying that Mike Brown.
I'm talking about people that are stubborn to the point where they don't change, especially when it means you're not winning and you can't see that.
But what I'm saying, I'm talking about Mike Brown. Yes, he may have changed, but what I'm saying is they're in the third place right now. Nobody is as scared of Sacramento. And now that they have this, let's say they have a great season, they get bumped in the second round, right? Now comes expectations with Mike Brown. And once expectations hit this man like they always do, like I said, he'll be fired in 2 years. Because there's no expectations for Sacramento right now. No one's expecting Sacramento to play like this. And as soon as they start getting look like they're going to turn the corner, what happens? It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And also,
That's a
you
fair point.
people got to stay healthy. Remember, this is February. A lot can change. A broken hand, a twisted ankle. All I'm saying is talk to me and when the playoffs start.
I understand that, and you weigh heavy on the playoffs like Dime Dropper. Shout out to Dime Dropper.
Yeah, I'm heavy on the play because that's what. Remember, I put it to you like this: when I told you when I play Madden, right? Like you know how sometimes we used to play Madden, you may take a game for granted, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how you used to do the season and you try to simulate a few games,
Right,
but if you know if you play in a certain team, you got to actually play the game. The season, the regular season is warm up time. You make
right.
your money. Niggas become stars in the playoffs. You become a legend in the playoffs because now we go to coach. We're going to see where your coaching acumen is when you're going up against another good coach. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, but
How many
again,
times we said, "Oh, this guy got out coached by somebody"? It happens all the
definitely,
time.
definitely, but unexpected, unexpected, especially when it comes to we got any more, especially when it comes to Mike. For me, for Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox, I thought De'Aaron Fox. I didn't realize the problem was him and Halliburton in the backcourt. You got to give one up,
And
and
not
it
to
it was
mention,
a it was a great
Darian
trade,
Fox also got
Halliburton
hurt. Remember, he
for
got hurt. I
Sabonis.
think it's his second year. Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So you coming off an injury, you got to get back. It take about a year and a half, 2 years, depending on the injury, to get back in the form. And yes, him and Halliburton clash, so they had to make trades. Now they got someone. He legit has an inside presence of Sabonis. Remember, I've been watching Sabonis since the Pacers. I always like Sabonis. He's
yeah.
hard nosed. He's gritty. He's going to give you 15 and 15 easy. He can also give you 30 and 15 here and there. And what I like about him, he plays hard. He plays in a post. He got a little Jimmy. And he, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Sabonis since the Indiana.
Oklahoma City.
Now you giving him a big man, and you giving him someone that could get him the ball in the correct spots. And they have shooters with Monk and these other guys spreading the court.
They gave him up for Oklahoma City. Traded him to the Pacers for Paul George or
I think it was for Paul George.
Oladipo.
Yeah, I think it was Paul George Oladipo. If I'm not mistaken, it might be that.
Because that's this guy's MO. Now he's on a hot seat too, the general manager for Oklahoma.
Petrie, what's his name? Petrie.
That's not Petrie. Why am I forgetting his name? Because I think
I don't
remember,
even know.
I think he has he you talk about Kevin Durant is a part of two of the worst blow ups in the last decade. That Oklahoma, what he did with the Oklahoma City team was Sam Presti.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think we talked about this before. When I was telling you at the time that I thought James Harden was heading to what he was a superstar. Remember when he went to the Rockets?
Right.
I am not trading or giving up Harden for Serge Ibaka.
No, exactly. Exactly.
If they would have kept that young nucleus together, I said honestly, let's say they would have signed all three of them, and I think they would have had a good opportunity of getting back to the chip because at that time James Harden would have still been a star. So I don't think his ego would have kicked in yet. At that time, Russell Westbrook was still a different type of player, and it was set that KD was the direct best player. You know what I'm saying? But once Harden left, it became just KD and see, no one talks about that aspect of it. I always hear KD left Russ because he knew allegedly he couldn't win with him, right? Because of Russ's style of play. But that's because Harden left. Because remember, when Russell Westbrook goes sit down, Harden can come in with KD. You understand what I'm saying? It's a different type of flow to the game. You understand what I'm saying? So people don't think about that. That trade kind of turned for the both. Like if KD would have kept Harden there, maybe they all three stay longer.
And
You see
think
what I'm saying?
about, of course, you think about how Golden State was homegrown, and Oklahoma City. The league was going to this trifecta. You needed a big three. They drafted a big three. Now, at the
Yeah.
time, you were saying that James Harden was headed to a superstar. I didn't think he was going to be a superstar. I thought he was a new Ginobili.
I
I didn't think he was
saw
going
it.
to be a
No.
superstar. But
I
I also
thought.
did say if you're gonna trade any one of those three, because let's say you keep Ibaka for whatever reason, if you're gonna trade any one of those three, I said it back then, you gotta trade Westbrook. Because Westbrook was
Because
not high on IQ and he missed so many layups, and that's a part of IQ. You can't be
no,
missing layups and you're cutting to the basket like that. And you can get
remember
to the
he
basket with no problem. And remember,
his
the only reason why I remember this is because the comparison was Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose finished at the basket. Derrick Rose was getting
what
better every single season, in
the
my
reason
opinion.
the reason why they wasn't going to give up Westbrook because you got to understand Westbrook had a 46-point game in the finals. Harden didn't have a good finals
Yeah,
against the Heat.
yeah,
What I'm saying is
absolutely,
you don't
absolutely.
give up
To,
Harden.
to add to
You
that,
don't.
to add to that, Chris Bosh said that they targeted James Harden
Yes.
in the finals,
So think about it. You don't give up Harden for Ibaka, but at the same time you have to keep Harden and Westbrook together because when you look at the basketball, you can sit KD down, Harden can come in and him and Westbrook work. You can sit Westbrook down and Harden and KD can work. Not to mention they got Steven Adams down the line who replaces Serge Ibaka. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember, Steven Adams was on KC with Westbrook.
which was my point to begin with. There's no first of all, how the hell are you not trading Ibaka? What is the big deal about him? He can't shoot like that. Kendrick Perk, why are you
Hold
getting
on.
Kendrick Perkins for?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Drew Holiday had 40. Giannis had 36 and 13. God damn.
Well, they were
Damn.
having a field day without.
I'm just saying, Giannis is averaging 32 and like 13 easy and 5 assists. I keep telling people. I told people like 6 years ago, once Giannis got a jump shot, Giannis don't even have a legit. He's the best player in the league right now. Like this guy's unbelievable what he do.
He's the most dominant, but I think it's. I can see when people got Joker in there.
Joe, I
I just
can't put
love
Joker. Joker plays no defense, so I can't have him up there.
he does,
Joker
but
plays no
again,
defense,
neither does
and
Doncic. And I just think when you're that when you're that dominant
what
in
you
an era
no.
in an era where you just get you're playing more possessions, and we're not talking about even playing defense. And that means if I have double the amount of possessions, I'm killing you, and you have to deal with this.
Listen to me. That's cool with Joker because Joker numbers don't get you no wins. He can't get out the second round. Luca
That's
got to
not
the
true. They
Western
went to the
Conference.
Western Conference. He's been to the Western Conference
He
Finals.
went to the Western Conference Finals in the bubble, yes. But what I'm saying is, since he won these MVPs, I'm not talking. That was pre-MVP. Since
That's
Joker
fair.
has been the MVP, they have been flaming out.
And
And
Luca had that's a fair point because Luca had a signature beatdown on the Phoenix Suns. That's
and
a
had a win.
beatdown.
And Denver had a better team.
No, because they were hurt.
Bro,
Last year
Denver
Denver
still,
was hurt.
bro. Last year team on Denver was still better than my team. Go look at the rosters from last year. You don't
Nah.
understand. We had a don't we they had a better team on paper.
Celtics guard Derek White is having trouble hearing. What happened to him?
I don't know.
'Cause I think I saw him holding his face.
Damn, the Celtics is 41 and 17. The Bucks are 40 and 17.
And that's the other thing about Giannis. Again, he's not super skilled. But what we always talk about, we
He
ain't gotta
doesn't
worry
give
about
up.
him.
He play hard.
We don't we don't have to worry about that man ever being motivated.
Yes,
And
he
he's
comes
a
to
nice
play,
guy, funny
bro.
dude, laid back, but
When I look,
never do I have to worry. If he's not motivated, we could tell something's
when,
wrong.
when I look, this is what I think about the best player. I seen Michael Jordan when he was in the best player mode. When Kobe Bryant was in the best player mode. LeBron James. I knew Giannis was the best player when I saw him block that DeAndre Ayton alley oop in the finals 2 years ago. Joker can't make that play. That was a game changing finals. Think about the impact that block he did on at the moment, the momentum. He blocks it, then catch the alley for the L one at the end. Joker can't do that.
No.
He
Yeah.
affected the game defensively and
On both
came
ends.
right
Yeah.
back down. That's what I'm saying. Joker is
Giannis
a
is a
great.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
bro. Giannis is a
Joker.
Giannis is a playmaker on both sides of the
I
court.
give you the perfect example. Joker schematically, you can scheme better with Joker because you can put him in the box. He can pass out the double team. He can dribble. Giannis is something that like you said, he's not gonna give up.
That,
He's gonna go 100. He's gonna be exhausted after every game because we saw the play that he made when LeBron catches that block before Kyrie hits the shot. Yes, that block that LeBron did. If LeBron don't do that block, we don't know what happens. If Michael Jordan doesn't steal the ball from in the NBA Finals and do the tightrope dunk when they showed on Pro Stars, we saw moments. Joker is an offensive weapon, but defensively he's a liability.
and because of that, in the playoffs, we need a signature series. And
Put it this.
Giannis, like we said, that motor, because he doesn't have. Because remember, we ain't seen nothing like Joker. Like, we got to be real about that too.
I
Who
mean,
that?
as
What?
far as
He's a
what
point center. He
I can't.
brings
I
the
mean,
ball up. He sets the offense. Then he'll set a pick, and then he'll do a pass.
hold
He's
on.
everything
Wait,
on
wait, wait,
offense.
wait.
We have not seen this before.
Let's just be honest. We haven't seen a white man this tall do this, but we've seen this before.
Who
We've
did this
seen this
before?
before. Shaq used to do it. Shaq didn't do it all the time. In Orlando, Shaq had points where he had 8, 9 assists. We've seen big men. Dirk Nowitzki was 7 feet. He can do the same thing. What I'm saying, we haven't seen it to this junction because they literally let him bring the ball up maybe 60% of the time. That's what it is. But he
But
does
so
play in the. But hold on, he does play the post though. He does play typical center stuff. But what I'm saying is we've seen it before, but
exactly
never to this magnitude as this guy is this big doing it
what I
consistently.
don't what I don't like, because I love Joker. What I don't like is that when Giannis, Embiid, and Anthony Davis, when they come to play, for some reason,
Yes, and that's another thing. I
I
was going
don't
to say
like
that.
that. He doesn't like
I,
physical. They're
I,
physical with him, and you can tell it affects him.
I was going to say this. Think about that. Joker is he a center or a power forward?
Who? Joker?
Joker's a center or a power forward.
He's a point center, my
Okay,
brother.
now think of no. That's what I'm saying. That means you got to play against Giannis, Embiid, AD. That's what I'm talking about. In the moments when you need Joe, go back and watch when you need Joker to do something. If he doesn't give you a bucket or initiate an offensive play, he's not going to do anything for you to help you win that game. Giannis can steal, he can block, he can rebound and dribble. I've seen Giannis grab the rebound and go coast to coast. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Joker is nice, yes, but he's not good. I've seen this too many times, but he's not going to win. They're not going to win. It looks good. Another thing, they look so good in the regular season, but then they leave it in the second round.
But I will say that Jamal Murray is fully healthy now. Uh,
Okay, Michael
listen,
Porter Jr. too.
Michael Porter's a lot healthier now, and
Oh,
Aaron
oh
Gordon.
my God! Did you see that dunk?
No, I'm about to see it right now though.
Oh, shit, was
What happened? Oh,
you didn't see the
Simons got
dunk
hurt.
before? I mean, the dunk before? No, you that far behind me. Keep watching. They're about to show a dunk.
Kyle, okay. Kyle Kuzma just chucked it.
No, the dunk.
I guess it's coming up now. Oh, is that Beal?
Just watch the
Yeah,
dunk.
yeah. Just seen
That
Bradley Beal
yeah, that was Bill. I didn't know that
or
was him.
Porzingis.
And then Porzingis caught a dunk afterwards. But yeah, so it's like you
I'm
got to
still
look
gonna
at it
rock
like
his
that.
jersey. I'm still gonna
When
rock
I
his
when
jersey.
when I look at Joker, I see a person who's a great because you know why I'm at this level with him now? Because this is how Dirk was. Remember I told you I had to come to a crossroads. Remember the 2007 season when Dirk was the MVP and they got kicked out in the first round?
Yeah,
If I'm looking at that, I gotta hold Joker to those standards. You're the back-to-back MVP, and they're losing because you're soft and you're not stepping up. Dirk was at that turning point. Joker still has time to improve, yes, but at this moment, he's never going to be the best player. He's not ready to be the best player.
but that's why I want to see this season because we haven't seen them consistently as the number one team in the Western Conference.
They've been
We had
top five teams last 3 years, 4
top
years.
five, top five, and number one are two different things. Just like the
Okay.
Utah Jazz, when we saw them number one, we're like, it is this looks good, but we don't believe you. And come playoff time, we were right.
And
With Denver,
that's how I feel about Denver. They're
right,
the
and
they're, they're the new Utah Jazz of 2 years ago.
right for you, and that's fair. That's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, that's all. What
But
I'm saying.
in fairness though, Denver hasn't been fully healthy, at full strength with this
Listen to
squad.
me. What I tell you is this: to win a championship, once again, you need health and you need luck. What I'm saying is strictly Joker. We've seen this man be considered the best player back-to-back season because he won 2 regular season MVP. And in those 2 MVP seasons, they fizzled in the playoffs. So now they're saying he has the chance to win 3 in a row now because they're saying that he's up there in the MVP. They're saying he could win 3 in a row. So let's say this man win 3 in a row like Larry Bird and they fizzle in the first round again or the second round. Then what? What's the
That
excuse then?
is again. That's why I don't like when we do that because Larry Bird was in the midst of what was if Joker had Kevin McHale,
Again, that's
Dennis
not what bro.
Johnson.
I'm not comparing teams. I said right now the Joker has the possibility to possibly win 3 MVPs in a row, like Larry Bird. And then I said if he loses, that'll be another year he was the MVP and they lost in the second round. That's what I'm saying. Not that he had Larry Bird's team, not that he's on Larry Bird's level. I'm talking about once you become an MVP, you're supposed to get criticized and looked at differently. Because remember, you have to be a superstar player, you have to do it over and over and over and over and over. You have to do it all the time, correct? In
Right.
these past 2 MVP seasons, he has been fizzling in the first and second round. Like I said, there's
It's
a lot
fair.
of teams,
It's
a lot
fair.
of teams don't talk to me until April when the playoffs start. Like when the Utah Jazz, like I'm talking to my coworker, oh, the Utah Jazz and them. I said nobody believes in Utah. And then what
Oh,
happened?
okay, but who can't you say that about then if that's the case? Golden
Go
State?
no. I told you there's only 2 teams you can't say that about. The Celtics and the Bucks. They've consistently been the best 2 teams in the NBA.
The last 2 seasons.
Last 2 seasons, even look, the Bucks have been. Listen, Giannis has been to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times and went and won a championship. The Bucks have been consistently, and the Celtics have been. Remember, the Celtics went in the 3 Eastern Conference Finals in the last 4 years, last
That's
five
fair.
years.
That's fair.
Though they've
As
been
a,
the. Remember, Miami's been up and down. We still waiting for the Celtics to catch up. But the Celtics and the Bucks have been consistent.
and if Golden State was doing better this year, if Steph was healthy, then yes. But
Golden and remember,
yeah.
Golden State is always help with them. They started off good, then they fell. Like they you know what I'm saying. So
But do you think? Because do you think even if Steph was healthy, this road record still worries me. You shouldn't be
yes,
this bad on the road. Like something's up.
what I, what I'm saying is you can't count out the defending champs. And oh my God, he just threw it. Who is that?
That's Siakam.
Nah, Markel Folks just threw it on somebody on the Raptors. What I'm saying is, what was
I
you saying
like
about again?
Orlando. Orlando got a young crop.
Hold on, I
We
lost
were
my
talking
train of
about
thought.
Golden State. Is it
Oh,
just does the road
the,
record
the
Warriors?
thing about Golden State
Oh,
is,
and I just seen it. Damn, I'm like
yeah,
a minute behind.
I told you behind me. The thing about Golden State is this: you can't discredit the champions, but at the same time they're older. And last year, to me, I don't think they were supposed to beat the Celtics, but they always say the better team won. But this year, they don't look healthy. It's going to be a health issue with it. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think Golden State can have another run to the championship because too many injuries. I'm just waiting for Clay to sit down. You know how it goes. Like everybody gets hurt, you know what I'm saying? But it's like
Oh, I forgot Porter went to the Raptors. That's interesting. 30.6 blocks on 85% shooting, first time since Shaq. That's a good pickup by the Raptors. Kind of underrated. I'm not saying they're gonna go to
who
the
did who did
championship.
who did they get?
Jake Portal from the Spurs.
And the Raptors ain't doing shit but losing. Like the Raptors, another team, they got that championship with Kawhi Leonard, and it's over. It's quiet time. DeMar Rosen going, Lowry's going. The Raptors ain't doing shit. The Raptors going to go back to the Raptors before Vince Carter got there when they had Damon Stoudemire and when they was trash.
This thing
What's
came
going
out
on my
good.
TV in the middle of the fucking night? They want to do a fucking Optum authorization test shit. Nobody give a fuck about this shit. Making that stupid ass noise. But yeah, man, yeah, but yeah, like I fuck with Pablo Banchero on the. I forgot that Markel Fultz was on Orlando. He was remember people keep talking about Ben Simmons had the shooting complex. Markel Fultz looked pretty good to me. He fixed his form. So why the fuck Bill Simmons can't do it?
Because
Because Ben
again,
Simmons,
go.
bro, Ben Simmons is trash. I was telling somebody, I said, listen, just because someone has an all star and this and that, Ben Simmons never won Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, it's happening for me too.
Yeah, see, I paused my shit. You muted it?
Yeah, I tell you, I
Yeah.
ain't doing it.
So what I'm saying is like Ben Simmons to me can never be a number one or a two. Ben Simmons is someone that you can just get. He's going to give you 10 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and hustle plays. Ben Simmons was in a great situation with Embiid. He was
He's
in a
never.
great situation.
Yeah,
He
he's
didn't
never
have the
gonna.
pressure. He didn't have the pressure being a man. But once he decided not to shoot that ball, even I would have rather him make the layup and go to the line and miss than not shoot at all.
But that is just not who he is. He doesn't have the We talked about it earlier. Like you don't have the motivation to get a jump hook, and when it's game time, you that emotionally scared and all that. People who are defending him, there were people trying to tell me like, "Oh, it's mental health." He's standing third. Said, "Bro, first of all, I don't like when people use that." With Kanye, I get all that. Like, and even Kyrie might have something to do with mental health, bro. With
Bro,
Ben
like
Simmons,
I
What
can't.
is he like? Yo, you are showing up with a bunch of models online every day. You're changing your clothes up just a fashion show for you. It's looking like you just want attention.
No, I can't say that because I've seen Ben Simmons play at LSU. He was scoring. What the problem was is this: Doc Rivers. Once Doc Rivers and Embiid said what they said about Ben Simmons, it was over. It was over because this is your teammate on national TV and your coach throwing you under the bus. Now, they could have easily had the same conversation behind closed doors and maybe it would have went differently. Think about this. Ben Simmons, after that happened, fuck y'all. I'm not even thinking about being an offensive player. Fuck y'all, I want out of here. He went to Brooklyn, right? Now you in Brooklyn with Katie and Kyrie. You still don't have any pressure. What I'm saying is Ben Simmons is a type of player is he had a lot of hype around him. He did not. Ben Simmons might be a bust as far as the talent and the hype. Look
He's
at what
easily a bust.
he's averaging 7. I can average 7 if you give me 2 months to get in shape in the league. Probably he's averaging 7. Like he's a
Right.
triple single like Draymond Green. Like you understand what I'm saying? I put it to you like this: if you was to put Ben Simmons on the Warriors right now, the Warriors can win the championship because Ben Simmons is younger and he'll be doing the same thing Draymond doing. Because there's no pressure. You got Clay, you got Steph, and you still got what
See,
you call him over there?
this is when
Wiggins.
you guys start underrating what Draymond brings to the table. Because Draymond, you still have to have a certain demeanor to run the offense. You have to be the general on that court. Ben Simmons does not have demeanor, bro. He just wants to show up and cash his check.
I'm not talking.
He does not have what it takes to do what you're doing.
No,
And
that's
I'm saying mentally
I'm
he's done. And
I'm not.
I don't like to use the excuse about the Doc Rivers thing because shit has always taken place in sports. Like we always talk about with Kareem and Magic Johnson. Ain't nothing new. It's been going on
No,
since before we were born.
that's not what
Ben
I mean.
Simmons, you are soft.
I'm not talking
Period.
about I'm not talking about playing exactly and being a heart and soul like Draymond is. I'm talking about look at the two players. Neither one of them have a jump shot. Both of them can pass and rebound and play. That's what I'm talking about. They are the same player. Ben Simmons is slightly better than Draymond. Draymond Green is a better leader, yes, and emotion. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they're the same player. If you put Ben Simmons with Draymond is, they're both going to give you the same amount of points, the same amount of rebounds, the same amount of assists. Just that Draymond's going to give you 100% more emotional and leader than Ben. I'm not talking. That's the only thing. You're right about that. I'm just saying if I could just drop someone in and just play one game, if I could drop Ben Simmons for one game, it'll look the same as if Draymond was because Draymond, no one they let him shoot like they let Ben
No,
Simmons shoot.
but Draymond Green, even in the championship last year, he went from total obscurity. He said he was shook. The very next game he came out and he was impactful. Ben Simmons disappears way too often in every game. Draymond
Again,
Green, hold on. Draymond Green can have the worst of games and still somehow was going to kick somebody in the nuts. He's
I'm
still
not.
gonna he's gonna show up on that TV
That's not
screen.
what I'm just
Right,
talking
but
about.
but
Look
that's
at
those are the
if
things
you
that Ben Simmons are not
no,
going to do at all. He's
and we
not
know
making
that.
that
And
effort.
listen, and we know I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you put these two players up, both with a question mark and the exact same numbers, you won't be able to tell the players apart. That's
Right,
what I'm talking about.
right.
I'm not talking.
On the
I'm
stat sheet,
talking.
no.
That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about effort and heart and all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you put two question marks up on the screen and the number of stats, they're gonna mimic each other. That's all.
Do you think
Draymond
that
Green is a way better leader, emotional crunch time player because he's a champion. He's been there. He's a team guy. Ben
right?
Simmons is just Ben Simmons. I don't know what's going on with him. He getting his check and going home. I'm not mad at that. They wanted to give him $150 million. Hey,
So that's my beef when people try to point to the Doc. And listen, I'm not a Doc Rivers fan. I love Joel Embiid. I think he's a wrestler. I don't care for like, all right, he shouldn't have called you out, fine. But at the same time, that is not a reason for you to go flip like that. I don't want to hear that. Like you just said, the heart of a champion. Like a lot of this stuff is cliche, but it's true. Ben Simmons has nowhere near the heart of a champion. That
because you
is
got to think,
awful.
bro. You got to think about it. I've had jobs where I went there and did mediocre shit because I ain't give a fuck. Bro, these guys, some of these guys, remember, everybody don't want to play for 20 years. Everybody not going to stay after work and do extra work. I work
Right,
from 9 to 5, and at 9 o'clock I'm coming in, and at 5 o'clock I'm going home. Everybody's not meant to be a leader and do certain things. We know that. I'm just
right.
saying that Ben Simmons' talent, you can plug Ben Simmons in any system as long as he's not, as long as he doesn't have any pressure. Hold up, LeBron, Coach K going to interview LeBron? Is this happening now, or is this something they're going to show for All Star?
Coach K, not the rapper Coach K, the
Nah,
QC.
Coach K from Duke. Oh, they're gonna show this in All Star. I gotta tape this shit.
Did you see the Redeem Team Netflix documentary?
Of course, I've been watching when it came the same day it came out. I've been watching that. That's what I always tell people. Like there's reasons why I said LeBron James became the best player. Like I said, when LeBron came into the league, I said two things. He has to learn how to get a jump shot. Same about Young. Oh yeah, good. Good. I got to tape this. I said the same thing about Giannis. Once LeBron got his jump shot, and once LeBron defense improved, he became a different player. And I said when he went to that Olympics, that Redeem Team Olympics, he was guarding Kobe every day in practice. That's what made LeBron a better defender, guarding Kobe every day over that summer. Because when he came back that season, he won his MVP back to back. That's when the chase down blocks began, and we saw a difference in the way he was playing. That's what I took. That's the moment to me LeBron became the best player in 2008. To me, that's when he showed us a preview when he did the 25 points against the Pistons to get to the finals, but he didn't, But when but remember, people forget those back-to-back MVP seasons. The Cavs won 60 games back to back. People
Well,
like to
that's
gloss
part
over that.
that's part of the thing. That's part of the reason when people also push back and they go, his teams weren't that bummy because they surrounded him defensively with players that were decent enough to win 60
No,
plus games.
no,
So one
they were
second we that's just
no
the
Ray.
pushback
That
on that. For me,
I
I
the
agree. I think that when you have the Larry Birds of the world, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, you're putting your team, they earn you like 30, 40 victories
no Le,
single-handedly a year.
LeBron James make people better. Those guys were bums. Go look at those Sasha Poplovich, Donyell Marshall, Candace Parker brother. Those guys were trash. None of those guys were good. And he drew. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That 2007 roster, Michael Jordan nor Kobe Bryant could have got them to the finals the way they played basketball. Because LeBron made his team better, and he could give you points. He can defend. He can rebound. He's the floor general. He's making the decisions. He had Ricky Davis on his team. Like think
That was
about
crazy.
that's what I'm trying to go look at that 2007 Cavs roster. It is horrible. Just
You got
like
it.
that 2018 roster was not a good Kevin. That K Love. That wasn't Kevin Love. That was K Love. That was not Kevin Love.
Which year?
And go look at the 2007, 2008 Cavs roster and the 2018, 2019 Cavs roster that went to those championships. Those rosters were horrible. LeBron made them better. Everybody sunk, all the defense sunk on LeBron, and LeBron could get into the lane and kick out the shooters and kick out to these guys because he was a great passer.
I still didn't like him in that Orlando series, and
Nah,
his stats and
bro,
that. But listen, this is how great he was. This is the part that I don't understand because I always have the argument. My shout out to Dom Dropper again when they say they doesn't like Kobe was just as good. I said, bro, Kobe was more skilled on offense, scoring. Yes, he had the footwork, whatever. This is LeBron emotionally not there, and he's averaging 40, 10, and like 10. No, they are not the same.
bro,
This guy's he's from Krypton. Stop
bro.
playing.
This is what this is the. I think I said this to you yesterday. Because going back to the mental health thing, this is a big part of this. People forget when LeBron took that Cavs team, he was 22 to the championship in 2007. That means the next year when he won MVP, he was 23 going on 24. The man was still young and immaturing. Remember, Kobe came up differently. Kobe had his father. Kobe come from that old school type of situation where you're a killer. You remember they're raised differently. LeBron James was raised by his mother. That don't make him soft or nothing, but it's a difference. Kobe and Michael Jordan had things in their life that LeBron did. Kobe didn't go to college, but Michael Jordan went to college. And when Kobe came into the league at 18, he was sitting on the bench. He didn't get drafted by his home state franchise and was named the savior. Remember, LeBron, that was different. LeBron was called the savior for Cleveland. Kobe Bryant didn't get to the drafted to the 76ers and was the savior of the Sixers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I still think
So, but
Kobe's
hold on,
mentality was different than that.
Kobe. I just said that I agree with you. Michael Jordan and Kobe mentalities are different because they're older than LeBron. They're from different eras. They were brought up in different circumstances. They were more mature than LeBron. LeBron had to mature. The guy was 25 years old. He was not mature.
Right, and it's
But hold on. It's like we're blaming LeBron or blaming him for his downfalls because he wasn't mature.
no,
That's the biggest point.
it's not about blaming him. It's just that we're showing a difference in that is a skill. To be again, we gave credit to Giannis. That's if Giannis wasn't that motivated, I don't know if he'd clear Joker like that. That's a part of what makes Giannis Giannis,
Yes, and this
right?
is what you're talking about competitive spirit. And what I'm telling you is this: Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. This is what Kobe said. I wanted to be a better basketball player than my dad. That was his motivation. Michael Jordan said, I want to be a better basketball player than my brother. LeBron James don't have no siblings. LeBron James didn't have a dad. Maybe he was lacking that competitive stuff because he didn't have a dad. That's what I'm trying. It's so much stuff that play into stuff like we don't know his mental because we don't know he's not going through the same things Kobe and Mike were. They're from two different eras and cloths.
Right,
Kobe
but
is closer. Hold on. Kobe is closer to Mike than LeBron is closer to Kobe because of as far as the way they was raised. Probably what I'm saying is Kobe Bryant, when he was 18, wasn't looked as the savior for the Lakers. There was different pressure. When maybe LeBron wasn't mature enough to handle the pressure, but what I'm saying is his no matter when his downfalls were, whether against Dallas or Orlando, he wasn't mature enough at the time. But it's like society because he failed. It's like they blame him, but we don't understand he wasn't mature enough to handle the pressure. That's what I'm saying.
no, 1,000. And it's tough to be in that position because again, he's
Think
human.
about it. Think about it. We're all human.
But Kobe did go. He was going through a polarizing situation.
Think about this. We seen Kobe in the first round against the Utah Jazz shoot 3 air balls. That is not the finals. Think about Kobe's blunders. When we say Kobe and all that, when he was crossing over and going out of bounds, that was the first round against the Utah Jazz. LeBron James took the Cavs in 2007 that have never been to the finals. At 22 years old, he took a franchise to the finals. Kobe wasn't doing that. He had Shaq at 22. He had Phil Jackson at 22. So mentally, you got the weight of your world on your shoulders, but you're still a young man. You don't know how to deal with that shit.
But even when it was time to deal with stuff like that, Kobe seemed like he was ready to deal with it. There
Absolutely.
wasn't a time when we saw him cry and all that. Yes, we saw him bicker and moan. He passed the ball out from the Phoenix Suns. Yes, but he went through a polarizing time period where, going back to the Redeem Team documentary, I'm glad that they touched on that because the world really wasn't messing. Not the world. This country really wasn't messing with Kobe like that. China and them was
Bro,
messing with Kobe because he won
bro,
the championships, and they overrate that.
I'm gonna be honest with
Hold
you.
on, hold on. Back then, Kobe had to deal with being the bad guy. He was not liked at all before LeBron was disliked before going to
Yeah.
Miami. So he was
So
able. We saw him able to deal with that kind of pressure. He didn't care. It
hold
wasn't. It
on.
wasn't in him to falter to any of that.
You said that Kobe didn't have. You said people didn't like. Remember when Kobe first came into the NBA, people did like Kobe. Number one,
Yeah,
we didn't like Kobe when he did what he did, telling on Shaq. That's
right.
when we was like, yo,
That's a
that's
part of it.
corny. Hold on. We was like, like on the basketball court, I never said Kobe wasn't nice. I said that he was a fake ass Michael Jordan, but Kobe was still nice, right? Now listen, Kobe started dealing with the hate after he won championships, and Kobe is also a grown man by then. So Kobe already had that winning and knowing how to win under pressure. He already did that because he got championships. What I'm saying is LeBron is 18, coming into the league as an 18-year-old. He's being drafted by his home state team, and the pressure of winning has been put on him. So he takes a team that has never been to the finals at 22 to a championship. Kobe didn't do that. Michael Jordan didn't do that. The only other person that was younger than LeBron was Magic.
Magic. But I
What
don't.
I'm saying is, hold on. What I'm saying is the mentality that Kobe had, is it possible? Because Kobe said growing up, he wanted to be better than his dad. So that competitive fire pushed him differently. What I'm saying is LeBron's circumstances and his mental capacity, because he was still young, he wasn't mature to handle. Even when you look at Dallas, how old was he? 26 on Dallas that first championship? He's 26. That's
Wait,
still
who?
young. When LeBron had that horrible finals against Dallas, he was 26.
I want to say 27, 28.
How old is he? 28, 29, however
He just
you
entered his
learn.
prime. Yeah, late
What
20s.
I'm saying, what I'm saying is society. We are spoiled by what other people did, expecting the other people to do it. Remember, there's a reason why it's only one Tom Brady. There's a reason why it's only one Joe Montana. There's a reason why it's only one Michael Jordan. LeBron James, for him to get where he's at now, it took a little bit longer than maybe people wanted. But what I'm saying is, people act like, and when I say people, I'm talking about the Skip Bayless's type. He'd rather go back and talk about something LeBron didn't do in 2010 than talk about all the stuff he did after and how he surpassed the expectations.
But again, it's you still have to give them. You got to knock LeBron for that, and you got to give credit to Kobe and the Giannis's of
I
the
don't I
world.
don't I
You
don't knock
have to.
LeBron for that.
You have.
No, you don't.
You
No, you
listen.
don't.
You listen. Anybody, just like we just knocked Ben Simmons for that. It just
No,
is what it
that's
is.
that's that's not knocking Ben Simmons. That's saying Ben Simmons is not a super. I'm saying Ben Simmons is not a superstar player. That's what I'm saying. Kobe and LeBron are superstars. What I'm saying about LeBron is and Kobe did go through stuff. Kobe went through a lot those first couple of seasons, but Kobe also had Phil Jackson and Shaq. LeBron James, who was helping him go through what he was going through? Who was his coach? Who was his OG on the team that will remember? It was different for LeBron. LeBron was looked to as the savior. Kobe Bryant was not the savior of the Lakers. Michael Jordan wasn't the savior of the Bulls when he first got to Chicago. He wasn't the savior.
Okay, but hold on. Again, we're on this point of where he had this much pressure on him, or this much scrutiny on him, or this light on him.
Yes.
But once again, we see the proof where Kobe Bryant would not have minded that. Michael Jordan would not have minded
We
that.
soon
They would
we
have
see
been, it seems like their personality type and their psyche was built to deal with any of that because they were kind of crazy. LeBron ain't that. That's just bottom line.
LeBron is that, but there's no way LeBron won 4 championships and did everything he was doing, not being crazy. What I'm trying to tell you is Michael Jordan did it a way that people think everyone have to do it. Every situation, Michael Jordan didn't hit every shot. Michael Jordan didn't win every series. Michael Jordan had bad games, just like Kobe had bad games, just like LeBron had bad games. What I'm saying is what Kobe was doing when he was crossing over out of bounds against the Utah Jazz was the first round. It was not no playoff. It was not no Western Conference Finals. Because by the time Kobe was getting to the Western Conference Finals, he was playing with Shaq and they were killing. We saw Kobe's missteps in the first round. I'm talking about being in the finals at 22 and LeBron playing bad and get crucified for it. What was he supposed to do at 22 against the Spurs?
I don't remember LeBron getting crucified at 22. That's a
What did
lie.
Skip Bayless talk about? Oh, they got swept. They got swept. They got
Whoa,
swept.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
LeBron
whoa.
only
Skip
averaged
Bayless.
19 points. No, no,
Skip.
no. These are not just Skip Bayless. These are the
Hold on,
facts.
hold on,
LeBron
hold on.
James
Whoa, whoa,
played
whoa.
bad.
Look, but look, no, that crucifixion, that did not start until the Delonte West stuff, until he lost and went to the decision. That's when all of that really turned. And Skip Bayless just happened to jump
Bro,
in there and turn on him. He did
people
not.
was
Everybody, after he
bro,
lost to the Spurs, everyone said, but it's the Spurs, though. I did not give
everyone.
him that excuse. I said, I
I
don't like what I saw.
listen to me. I'm not talking about us regular
I
people.
get it.
I'm
I get
talking
it. But
about
I'm
sports writers
the
and
re,
sports. Not. We're not talking
I
about
don't remember the majority of anybody,
listen.
media,
With
whoever, saying that
the media,
I didn't hear any too much scrutiny on LeBron when he lost. It was more so that there was no way he was going to beat that Spurs team.
the media, when LeBron lost, you had your people that talk about LeBron, and you had your people that held LeBron down, like Stuart Scott and Stephen A. Smith. You had a lot of people saying, "Oh, LeBron, blah blah blah." What I'm saying is, for LeBron to do that at 22, when Kobe was winning rings, he was doing it with Shaq and Phil Jackson. The pressure on LeBron, no one has ever did this. And yes, when he had those bad games, what I'm saying, that's why I said it goes back to the mental health stuff. You've been through stuff in life that maybe I've never been through, and I've been through stuff in life that you never been through. Everybody handle it differently. Some people smoke weed, some people drink, some people do crack, some people do different things, and it depends on how you handle it. Everybody's not going to get it immediately. It
Then,
took LeBron. Well, that's what I'm trying. That's the bigger picture. That's why
but
I said people get spoiled when they talk about Michael Jordan. They always say, "Oh, he's 6-0 in the finals and he's never looked shook." But he has looked shook. We just overlooked that because he never looked shook in the finals.
I've never, I've
I've
never
seen Michael,
seen
bro.
a wet
I've
point.
seen
So
Michael.
show me the game where Michael Jordan looked shook.
Perfect example.
The only time he
Perfect
looked shook
example.
was when they beat him up on the
Bro,
Pistons
Michael Jordan couldn't even get the
against the
pass.
Knicks.
Stop. Michael Jordan couldn't even get the ball past half court against Nick Anderson against the Orlando Magic when they stole the ball and they dunked it. That's because Michael Jordan turned the ball over. I seen Michael Jordan miss shots. I seen Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did not make every shot. What
I ain't
I'm
talking about missing
saying is
shots.
Michael Jordan had the killer moments, but he also had the bad moments that people never talk about. Michael Jordan and Kobe did the same thing. They was flaming out in the first round, the second round, whatever. LeBron got to the finals in the Magic when he was on the Heat, and he played bad in that situation. That's what I'm saying. People don't forget Michael Jordan couldn't guard Magic. They lost that first game. The
That's
second
not
game he
true.
like I said, Michael Jordan couldn't guard Magic. The first game they lost. The second game he fouled out and win the overtime because Scottie Pippen was guarding him and they won against the second championship against the Trailblazers. In game six, the clinching game six, Michael Jordan was playing trash. Phil Jackson took him out of that game and put him back in the late fourth quarter. Nobody talks about that because they won the series and he won, but he played bad in the
Okay.
game that they won.
Well,
Michael Jordan has had moments. It don't have to be 50, 60 moments. What I'm
it's,
saying is Michael Jordan never faltered in the final.
no, that was first of all, his finals opponents were LeBron has beaten better finals opponents than Michael Jordan.
That's not what we're talking
LeBron,
about.
that's what I'm talking. No, no, no.
LeBron
That's
gets
this is
criticized
what
because of the Dallas Mavericks
this
finals.
is what I'm talking about. Michael Jordan, what you pointed to was one or two games here, bad games where you can point to he's having a bad game. LeBron James was not having a bad game. He literally played hot potato with the ball. He did not want the ball on the Miami Heat. We've never seen Michael Jordan do that ever,
And
ever,
again,
ever.
you
Hold
keep
on,
saying
hold on.
that.
Wait, wait, no, 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 no. We have to stop right there.
No, we don't.
Michael Jordan never did that. There is zero to that. I'm not gonna pass the ball. I'm gonna go all out. Phil Jackson to take him out because he was chucking. LeBron James didn't do that. This is what it was, a deer in the headlights. That's just what it was. Once
Okay,
we start stand, he just was
it
against
was a
what
deer
did
in
you
the
say?
headlights.
That
Hold
series
on.
against the Lakers, he didn't
I
guard. He
said
couldn't guard Magic in the first game. The next four games he guarded Magic because
no, he did not. No, he did
they
not.
interviewed Scottie Pippen at the
No.
end of that series, and he goes, credit to Michael Jordan's defense for the last four games after the game one because he was shutting down Magic Johnson. He took it
Michael
personal.
Jordan,
So that is also a myth.
that is not a myth because I have learned to fly and I watched the finals. I know what I saw. Michael Jordan
Okay.
was not guarding Magic Johnson.
He was,
Like
but
I
okay.
said, they when I say guarding, Scottie Pippen guarded him the majority of the game, and if Michael Jordan got on him in a couple of minutes, that's not guarding.
No.
They put Scottie Pippen on Magic 94 feet game two because Michael Jordan fouled out, and Scottie Pippen and them won the game in overtime. Michael Jordan fouled out that game. It
You're,
doesn't matter how many
you're
games
pointing to one game.
again,
It
it
was a
doesn't
5 game
matter
series.
again, like I said, let's try this again because I said what I said earlier about the finals and no one's listening. I just said Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan have had bad games, but their bad games was not in the finals. The only bad finals Kobe had was when they lost to Detroit because him and Shaq was bickering. Michael Jordan got swept in the first round. Michael Jordan got swept in the second round. But LeBron James' mishaps took place on the biggest stage, which was the finals. Because if it was a first round loss, we wouldn't be holding over his head like that. If it was a second round loss, we wouldn't be holding. It's because people always say we never seen Michael or Kobe in the finals moments being like that. And that's where he faltered in the finals.
It was
That's what
against
I'm
the.
talking
It
about.
was also against the Celtics when they were saying the Delonte West thing. It was also against the Magic when they were saying whatever, and that was not the conference finals. I think that was the second round. So and
What
it's
was the
not like
second
he
round?
against the Magic because the Magic played Boston in the conference finals. I think when the Magic
That
went to
was
the
yeah,
finals,
that was the second round, yeah.
second round. So again, those aren't for me and anyone else that points to it. People don't even, and even LeBron haters will say that he killed the Magic. I saw a different LeBron. I knew when he hit the
Yeah.
game winner. I
He
made a
averaged
bet.
38. He
He
did what he was
killed.
supposed to do.
He killed. He did not do what he was supposed to do because he shot a bunch of outside shots. I remember I made a
You
bet. I remember a bet with Jesus, not Jesus up in the sky. Jesus, our homeboy Jesus, and he told me he thought they were gonna win because he hit that game when I said, bro, they're gonna lose in 6 games
Yeah,
because they're
but
gonna
you
keep
can
shooting from the outside, and that's
yeah,
not his game.
and why was they shooting from outside? Because they was make the knock on LeBron was make him shoot. Just like that's why he lost to the Spurs in that finals. They made him an outside shooter.
Oh, yeah, definitely,
They did not want LeBron. So that also has to do with coaching.
definitely,
Just like I like how Mark Cuban ethered Skip Bayless when he said, "You keep
definitely,
talking about what LeBron didn't do. How about saying what we did defensively to make him do those things?"
definitely.
That's what I'm
Listen,
saying. They knew that LeBron James didn't have a mid-range jump shot. They knew that LeBron James was more scary, closer to the basket than further away. They pushed LeBron further away. They put him in the post because they knew his post game wasn't there. Yes, he played bad, but also that's coaching on the other side. Rick Carlisle was the better coach in that series. He made the proper adjustments. And you have to factor in, yes, 70% of the blame goes to LeBron. I'm agreeing with you. He played trash, yes. And that's what I'm saying. His worst moment was on the bigger stage. We've never seen Kobe and Mike do that in the final. We saw LeBron look horrible in the final. That's what I'm saying.
and also it's number one, it's 70%, 90% his fault because he never developed that game, a mid range game and the footwork and all whatever the hell. All right.
That's LeBron's fault. Absolutely.
Number two, going back, it's funny how we always tip back to the coach whenever we're selectively. The coach and the
Not
general
selective.
manager. Yeah, it
I
is
always say
selective.
that
The
about
coach
LeBron. I
and the
said
general
LeBron never had a good coach.
and the
That's not a
general
good.
and
That's
the
not
general
selective,
it is because when I'm saying certain people don't have teammates around them, they're not going to win
bro.
like that.
You that's
That's
not
part
true.
of
You
that.
hold on.
It's
You keep talking about people don't have teammates around them. Bro, when you're a superstar, you're the best player. You're the reason why people win. When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went to the Bucks, that team was trash. They won because of him. They won championships because of LeBron. You win championships because
who
of
Kareem
Michael Jordan.
Abdul-Jabbar won with the
When
Bucks because of
Kareem
what?
Jabbar went to the Bucks, they won the championship because of Kareem.
They
They
won
wasn't
because they
winning.
got Oscar Robertson.
They won
They
because of Kareem.
drafted
Who
him.
was the Finals MVP? Kareem was the best player, and they won.
Yes,
Just like Moses,
but
just like when
there's
Moses
a
Malone,
that Kareem
just
Abdul-Jabbar is
like,
not winning without Oscar Robertson. Kareem
just
Abdul-Jabbar is not
like,
winning without Magic Johnson. LeBron,
just
again,
like,
going back to my point to
bro.
begin with, you're making
That's
my
not what.
point.
No, I'm not making your
LeBron
point,
James
bro.
did. It wasn't
I'm
just
not,
coaching.
bro.
The coach
I'm
didn't
not,
have.
bro.
The coach didn't have someone to put aside LeBron to put the ball in the mid range to
I'm
bring
not
the ball
making your point.
and it is. It's always gonna be my point.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a once in a lifetime talent. You're gonna win a championship with him. He won a championship with Oscar and without Oscar. He was the catalyst. He was winning Finals MVPs. Michael Jordan was winning Finals MVPs. Kobe was winning. What I'm saying is LeBron James was the offense. He was the best player.
In the
He
game.
was the best player on the team, regardless of his coach or his players. He was supposed to be the savior. He was drafted to change the culture in Cleveland. He was drafted to take that franchise to where he took it. Kobe, Michael Jordan, no one had that type of pressure on him. And all I'm saying is, yes, LeBron has played horrible in games. I'm not saying he didn't. I just said we don't know his mental capacity and maturity level, that why did it take him longer in certain aspects to look like he finally got it? Because we saw his failures in the finals. When Kobe and Michael Jordan failed, it was not in the finals. It was an earlier round, so that gets easier passed up. Because in the finals, Kobe showed up. In the finals, Michael Jordan showed up. And the one finals when LeBron, or a few finals when LeBron played foul, that's going to hurt him because it's the finals.
But and again, I'm not referring to any of that. I'm referring to his motor. I'm referring to the same motivation that we always talk about. It's the same
Bro,
exact story
LeBron's
and over and over again.
no, it's not. LeBron,
His
I
motor
don't
was
look at
off
LeBron
again. But
as
now
I
you
don't
cut me
look at
off. It's
LeBron.
yes,
I don't look at LeBron and
LeBron.
say he
Look,
doesn't give me
you
maximum
can't
effort.
tell me in 1 second and one side that it wasn't his fault. The coach didn't do something, and the other side of his breath, we never seen Kobe and these guys. We've never seen Kobe look like that. That's just not who they are. It's in LeBron to look like that. That's his
No,
personality.
bro,
That's who
I don't
he
know what you're
is.
talking about because I seen Kobe look trash a lot and not in games that weren't in
Not, I'm
finals.
not talking
I
about
seen Kobe look
trash.
trash.
I'm not talking about a
Bro.
trash
What
game.
I'm saying is
I'm not talking about a trash game whatsoever.
I've seen Kobe play bad in the playoffs.
I'm
I've
not
seen
saying you
Kobe
didn't.
have a lot of bad games in the playoffs.
I'm
I've
not
seen
saying you
Michael
didn't.
Jordan have a lot of bad games in the
Not
playoffs.
saying he didn't.
But we never saw on the big stage, which is the finals, Kobe or Michael Jordan play bad. But we saw LeBron do that. I didn't see
Well,
Magic Johnson
actually, you
play
just
bad
said he had
when
a game six against the Portland Trailblazers. It was in the finals. They had a
I
bad game,
just
so it
I just
happens.
said,
But I'm not
bro,
talking about that.
I said in the finals, Michael
Game
Jordan had a
six
bad.
against the Portland
But
Trailblazers was the finals.
Raymond, and they won. I said nobody talks about that because the Bulls won that game and won the series. They didn't lose
No,
because best believe
you
because
just
bro,
said Kobe and Jordan didn't have those bad games in the finals, and Jordan did. That's what
I
you just said.
said Michael Jordan bad game. They didn't lose the series. LeBron James bad games. They lost the series. There's a
Right.
difference. Michael Jordan had a bad game. No one talks about it because they didn't lose the series. The only reason we talking about LeBron is because they lost the series. Because best believe if he would have played like shit and they would have won, we would have said, "Damn, he's not the Finals MVP, but he won a championship." He
I
played.
would have said that definitely.
He was the reason why they lost. We've never seen Michael Jordan and Kobe in the finals be the reason why the team lose. That's my point.
No,
They
that's the that
lost other rounds.
actually that's my point. That's my point. On Miami, they lost because of him. Period.
I don't know if I'm.
Against
I don't listen to me. I don't know if I'm speaking. If I'm speaking, but I'm gonna say this because I'm about to get off because I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna try this one more time. I said Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan has never had the bad game or games and been the cause of their team to lose in the finals. When Michael Jordan had those bad games or that bad game in Portland, they won that game in the series. LeBron James' reasons are different. He was the reason. His meltdown is the reason why his team lost. We've never seen Kobe and Michael Jordan lose like that in the finals because nobody holds that finals against Kobe and Shaq. They say the team was in disarray, but Kobe was still getting his numbers. What I'm saying is LeBron's worst situation that's never going to get ever erased from history was his series against the Mavericks. If they would have won that series and LeBron was not the Finals MVP and Dwayne Wade won, we would have been like, damn, Bron played bad, but they still won the series. But being that he was the catalyst for them losing and they lost on the finals, it gets blown up bigger because Jordan and Kobe didn't lose that way. Because Kobe and them lost to the Pistons, but we don't talk about Kobe like we talk about LeBron because we say, oh, they were bickering. But at that time, Kobe was supposed to be up there as one of the best players, right? In 2004, Kobe was up there.
And he played like it.
That's why we don't look at
Even
that series that bad because he still showed up. And that's
so
what I'm saying. If
so no no
LeBron
no
would have
but no
showed
no
up
that's not
against the
that's not
Mavericks,
what you're saying. Actually,
that
that's
is
what.
what I'm saying. I
No,
ain't
you
gonna
just
tell me what
you
I'm
went
saying. I
no big.
just said it 4 times.
Yeah, because you're kind of bouncing all over the place.
I'm not bouncing all over. This is just, I'm
Kobe,
gonna say this.
Kobe, listen. Kobe lost. They lost, and he lost, and they never looked like that. I'm not even talking about the win. I'm not even talking about none of that. I'm talking about their motive. Though that we've never seen them look like they didn't want to be
In
there.
the finals.
Period. No,
In
not.
the finals.
I'm not. Listen. When I'm
I seen Kobe look like he don't want to play plenty of times doing dumb shit. I'm talking about strictly finals,
yes,
strictly
even
championship.
against the Phoenix Suns, yes, but it wasn't. Again, that's not his personality. That's a part of LeBron's personality. That's
That
it.
was Kobe's personality. The man got on national TV
All
said, "I
right.
want to get traded." The man
All
said,
right.
"If the Lakers don't get me some help, I want to get traded." We've
That's not what I
seen,
referred to.
bro. Like I said,
We talking about on the court.
I'm talking strictly in the final. I'm not talking about preseason. I'm not talking about regular season. I'm not talking about playoff games. I said in the finals, we've never seen Michael Jordan and Kobe look as bad as LeBron looked in his finals against the Mavericks. That's why it's being held over LeBron James' head so much because he's a great player, and we have never seen any great player look that bad. That's
And
my point. I'm just
but
talking about the finals.
even then, I wouldn't have had Kobe again. I'll go with Kobe fans about that. I'm not taking Kobe over LeBron in those eras. It just he's not giving you. He's not. You're not. LeBron's making it easier to be a championship level team. Period. That's the only way to describe that. Kobe's not on the same level as him. Even though Kobe had his best seasons at that time, cool, I get it. He's not doing that. LeBron's like Shaq on the wing. There's nothing you could do about him. Because even with that being said, that they had to clog the lane and all that, again, that goes back to your general managers. That goes back to your coaches. What is the schemes that we're doing here? This is the most dominant player of the game right now. You guys are
And that's
messing
what
this up. So
and
even
I
like we said, when Shaq and Akeem Olajuwon were that good, we could tell they were that good when they were that young. But if you don't, you still have to circumvent all that. What kind of pieces you putting around that? Because Shaq ain't gonna be there at the end of the game. He's not.
no,
So what are you doing about that?
no, Shaq's not going to be there at the end of the game as far as the free throws. But I've seen Shaq in crunch time get fouled and make big plays. The only thing to knock on
No,
Shaq back in
I'm
those
just
days,
saying, I'm just saying,
he
but
couldn't make his free throws in crunch time.
it's still your job to think about that and go, all right, what are we gonna do? Because he's not Reggie Miller in crunch time. He's not Ray Allen in crunch time. Like they can make their own shot. Shaq's not
Okay.
that. He needs somebody to give him the ball. So as a general manager, you have to know it's not a conversation with LeBron. He's just young and he doesn't have a mid-range game yet. You have to be able to notice that. You have to be able to build around that. And that being said, even with those lack of skills, he's still more dominant than
Yeah,
everybody
and
around.
that's what I'm trying to say. You remember, he was playing for the Cavaliers. That franchise was trash. They didn't know how to win.
Oh
They didn't know
man,
that. Remember, that franchise was never remembered. They had suspect owners. The team was being sold. Da, 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 da. So think about the turmoil that LeBron is being drafted into, and he's being looked at as the savior. That's all I'm saying. I'm just talking about Yes, LeBron was horrible for finals, but I'm saying nobody had that pressure of doing what LeBron did coming into Cleveland. He was being looked at as the savior of a state. Remember, he generated money and made jobs. Remember, that's why people was also so mad that he left. What I'm saying is Kobe and Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan came in, he was known as Mike Jordan. Nobody was calling him Michael. That nigga was Mike Jordan. When Kobe came in, he was crossing over out of bounds, shooting air balls against Utah. When LeBron came in, he was on TV, nigga, immediately. I
Definitely,
didn't see Kobe on TV and like that his first game. When LeBron's game, when they made sure they put that Cavs game on TV,
definitely.
and
But
that's
they
what.
built it got built to that point though too.
Yes,
Like you wearing a KG a jersey that the kid that started all that the kid.
yeah.
Then it was
Actually,
Kobe,
he didn't start it.
Moses
You keep
Malone,
forgetting
and
Moses Malone started it. He
but
was the first
there's actually players before Moses Malone that got drafted straight to the league. I forgot what it was called, but like Pee Wee Kirkland said that he had one of those deals.
because
Somebody else
before LeBron, Moses Malone was considered the best player straight to the league. Then it went to Kobe after a while, but now it's LeBron.
before LeBron, I think it was
It was
Kobe.
Moses. It was Moses. Remember, at that when Moses came to the league, and remember, Moses was a regular Finals MVP and a regular season MVP. Kobe didn't have those accolades until late. Kobe didn't get his first MVP till 2007. Moses Malone was nice in the ABA and the NBA.
Moses Malone is one of the most underrated players ever. Like
Yeah, he's
he's not in
like,
nobody's top 20. I'm
listen,
like if you're starting, especially back then, because I could understand in this era he ain't gonna be able to play in this era.
I'm gonna tell you
But
when I became a Moses Malone fan. When my uncle, R.I.P. to my uncle Mike, he told me about the championship when he was like, yo, they played the Lakers. And when I went to go look at Moses Malone numbers, when that nigga say 4-4-4, that's why Doctor won that MVP. Moses was the MVP because he was going at Kareem, bro. Like this dude was averaging
30
30
and
and
20,
15. Bro, it was crazy. Moses
oh
Malone was
yeah,
different.
and that's the knock against Kareem because I don't know we gotta end this.
Now I'm probably like I'm maybe like another. Just let me know because I got to use the bathroom. I'm about to
Yeah,
go pee.
yeah.
But
No, we can end this soon.
what you were saying? What was the knock on what?
I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the
Yeah.
1970s. Who was he really playing? Like they say Wes Unseld, okay, but half the league was in another league.
Remember,
We Michael Jordan did not miss another league. Magic
but
Johnson did
what
not
I'm,
miss another league.
but think
LeBron
about
James
that.
is playing in a world right now where there's world talent. This has
But think
never
about.
been as we never had the opportunity to get this much talent to come to the league before.
But that's what I always say about George Mikan and Will Chamberlain. When Will Chamberlain was dominating, dudes was 6'3". The only tall guy he was going against was Bill Russell
Yeah,
and
they got to come
Kareem.
on.
He was only so that's what I'm trying to say. Remember, that's why I always say this before we, like you said, before we end it. Back in the 40s, when Babe Ruth and them niggas was playing, nobody would think someone would come and hit 70 home runs 25, 30, 60 years later. Everything evolved. Remember, Larry Bird didn't work out. He ran the stadium stairs with a towel around his neck. Like, remember, nutrition is different. It's more money involved. You got people could get life insurances for their foot, for their arm if they're a quarterback. It's big money.
Or
Think about it. There was no shot clock. This nigga John Havlicek was dribbling for 35, 40 seconds, 5 minutes. There was no shot clock back then. Your man could just dribble around the court for 10 minutes.
mm-hmm.
So think about that. Imagine LeBron or imagine just Magic Johnson dribbling in the circle, running around in the circle, and no one can take the ball from him for 30 minutes. The NBA was trash when the black people from the ABA really came over. That's when they got live because you was bringing a different type of basketball. It wasn't that Princeton offense shit. You got Moses Malone, Dr. J, Marvin Barnes. You got Lenny Wilkins. You got all these dudes coming in. You got the color coming in. Remember, the Boston Celtics was white. They was dominant. The only black person on their team for a while was Bill Russell. They
Yeah,
was winning because they had him, but the flavor came in the league when Magic and the black people started coming in and really changing the game. Even with football. Think about football. You see Fran talking and running around with them fucking leather helmets. Nobody give a fuck about him. But when we saw Randall Cunningham, we saw Warren Moon, and when Michael Vick came in the league, it was a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to think about it. Everything has to evolve. George Mikan, like who's George Mikan? They be talking like this dude, George Mike, and stop it. They could have kept him off that 50 greatest player list when I was 16 and put Damo on that shit.
And he's not even. And I could understand if he was doing Babe Ruth numbers, because
Yeah, George
Babe Ruth changed the game. He
and
was
Babe,
hitting more home runs than teams.
bro,
Where's
Babe
George
Ruth.
Michael in them record books? Or
No,
maybe he
Babe
was doing
Ruth.
it back then.
No,
But I don't
Babe
know.
Ruth was hitting numbers, but Babe Ruth didn't pitch. Satchel Paige ain't pitched to him. Satchel Paige ain't pitched to Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah,
Babe
of
Ruth
course.
ain't played against Jackie Robinson and Frank Robinson and all them.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
but he did pitch. I'm just saying I can understand if George Mikan is like Babe Ruth and he's putting up Babe Ruth numbers.
I
Like,
mean, They said he did have the NBA scoring title at one time, right? Mikan, wasn't it Mikan? It's Mikan, Wilt, Kareem, LeBron, and somebody else. They only 7 guys. LeBron's the 7th guy to ever have the scoring title.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I think at one point George Mikan, but I'm saying he was playing back in the days when he was 6'10" and everybody else is 5'5".
yeah, but Babe Ruth's numbers are still there.
No, they're great numbers. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
talking about right now to this day. You can his slugging percentage and all that. It's still
Yeah,
up there. He's gonna be mentioned for the next 20, 30, 40 years. It looks
like
like George
10 years.
Mikan might be forgotten about. Ted Williams, different
Yeah,
level. Again,
that that's
that's
that's why I
not
tell people
George Mikan. It's not
that's
that.
no, that's what I'm saying. So when I remember, because remember, think about it, when I was 16 when they did the first 50 greatest players. Let's be honest, a lot of these niggas I ain't know about. No, my uncle told me about Dave Cowens. I'm like, how do he was like, nah, Dave
Oh,
Cowens was
Dave
nice.
Cowens was nice.
That's what I'm saying. He told me about the dude that played for the dude that Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit was putting on. I looked at his numbers like this. Nigga was averaging 24 and 10. Bob Pettit was that deal.
Yeah,
George
but Dave
Michael
Cowens
wasn't
was
doing
probably
that.
Dave Cowens was better than him. Dave
Yeah,
Cowens was. I had to look. We looked. Dave Cowens was
Dave
ill.
Cowens was a rebounder. He was a scorer. He averaged like 25 and like 16
Yeah, didn't know
rebounds.
Dave
Like,
Cowens was serious.
that's what I'm saying. Do you look at the West Unslows of the world? We didn't know about those players. So when I see them players up there, I'm like, how is Dominique Wilkinson up here? But you got George Mikan over Damo. To me, I even said this, and a lot of people was like, "Oh, Joe, you crazy." I even said at that particular time, Shaq was only in the league for 4 years. I would have rather them keep Shaq off and put Dominique on because Dominique was averaging 26, and no one cared about the Hawks until Dominique Wilkins went there after Bob Pettit left. His nickname was the human highlight. Like I think he should have been. I would have rather took off Mike and or Shaq that first 50 greatest to put Damo up there.
Yeah, the thing with Shaq was just being that. Yeah, that is disrespectful though.
Remember, it was 4 years. It was only 4 years because they made the list in '96. Shaq came in '92, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
still
4 years.
yeah. So that
Damo
was
already
Shaq's
had
rookie
like,
season,
yeah, No, I think Shaq came in the league in '92.
92, 93.
So that was only technically his third or going into his fourth season
Nah, Shaq
when
was
they
a rookie in
made.
92, 93. Because then
No,
Penny
that's what
came
I
in 93,
said.
94.
I said they did the greatest play in '96. That was only 4
Oh,
years.
got you.
Remember by that time Damo was already 9 years in the league.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, man. So we can end it right now because I gotta take a piss and I gotta. So don't, of course edit this out, but you can't because we live. So
Nah, it's all good. People gotta
yeah.
see it.
But yo, man, yeah. So we just gotta, you know what I'm saying, just get back on another time. Like how do you get off of this?
You
Like
don't have a
just
button?
no. I was gonna say. So are you gonna do like a outro, chop it up, or you just want to end it and you do it and you? That's what I'm
Nah,
saying.
live we just rock with it. To be honest, I mean,
Because I was gonna say, all right, because this is not something that you want me to edit, right?
nah. If you want, you can
This
look through it.
no. So that's what I'm trying to say. For stuff like this, we just rock it live, and then the other stuff is different.
Yeah, if you want. But remember, you might see something you like, and we'll do a clip on it, and we just do a reel up or whatever.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm just gonna get off real quick. I gotta go to. I gotta get up for work.
All right, y'all. Till next time. I'm
All
broke,
right, bro.
baby. All
Later.
right.